It's just you and I. I don't know if anybody else would join. At the end of the day, these are the moments where I'm like, should I be doing this? But at the same time, it's good accountability for me as well.
I feel you very much. I actually, so like last week was my best week ever, and thank you so much. I appreciate you because you like helped quarterback that stuff. But I've had days where like
Yeah.
people didn't show up for the whole hour, and I was just on here like, wow, I could be like sitting at the pool or fishing or doing something. Um, but it was good because it made me sit down and do a little bit of extra work, and then people did hop on and all that stuff. You
Yeah.
know,
That's the other thing that ends up happening is people trickle in. I don't know. I told myself at the end of the day when I started doing this, and there are people that'll send me messages and they're like, "Oh, I can't make it," and I'm like, I don't need to know." Like at the
yeah,
end of the day, if this is valuable for you, then show up. If it's not valuable or you got something better to do, please go do that. But I thought on the drive home too, I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, it's also accountability for me to tell you that I didn't do shit or I didn't do a lot of shit. I need to be I call real estate the ATM. I need to go back to the ATM machine and boop, boop, boop and go get more money. So I need to be more
yeah.
aggressive. I love that house. I just got
It's
word
so nice.
from Nicole. What?
The house, it's so nice. It's so like that's the type of shit that you fall in love with, and you're like, haha, let me make bad decisions because I like this house. You know, you can't do that,
Try
but
not to do that. Try not to do
it's
that.
love.
I've made plenty of bad decisions. Yeah.
It's a lovely property.
Yeah. And it seems easy enough. So I'm still in Rhode Island. I am doing, I'll show you. I just got all the materials in. It's funny, I've been ordering materials in my dreams. So
Are they
I
actually
keep
coming?
thinking like, no, that's the problem is that I'm like, wait a minute, how come I got no notification that something's showing up? Anyway, the whole bathroom is a mess, but I'm redoing this closet.
Yeah.
They had these wire racks that I hate. It's not even secured into like studs or whatever. They just put it into drywall. It's bullshit. I'm taking out the screws and the screws are not even in. They're just spinning. And so you know it's a lot of it's just turd. Anyway, so she needed an extra shelf up here, which she doesn't have. They're too deep anyway, so you can't even like see into it. So I shortened
Yeah.
everything up. I just bought these tracks, which are great on Amazon. They're actually bookcase, so they're called Pilster, Pilaster, Pilaster. But essentially, it's like
Sliding shelf.
no. So these go in. They're adjustable though, so she can
Ah,
change it at any point in time. It's kind of like
yes, yes, yes.
closet made, except the little hardware part is it's great. There's these little tabs that I don't know where I put them, but anyway. So I tore up the house, and then I bought these. These are paint grade, regular paint grade pine. And then I
Mm-hmm.
sweet talked my way into getting some project cuts done at Lowe's. I'm not supposed to do that, but I have no tools here and I don't have no tools of my own to do that kind of stuff. I don't even trust myself to cut something because I'm gonna make a mess or I'm gonna break something. But yeah, I'm excited. And so then you get on these calls and you're like, I got a lot of fun stuff I want to do. And now I gotta sit with the whole house torn apart for 2 hours on a call. So I was like, let's see who shows up.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You can go about your business. I'll hang out with you.
No. Listen. So I do this once a week. Once a week, it's accountability. Whoever shows up, and that's it. And this is the time for that. So I scheduled this because if not, the week passes by and then things happen. So, all
Yeah,
right. So you went to go play pool.
yeah.
Where?
Place called the Winter Circle in Salisbury. I don't know. My buddy Josh was hitting me up. He's been hitting me up for the past like week or two, seeing if I want to hang out or go fish, and I've just been like busy working. So I was like, yeah, I could go for a beer and pool. And we
Is
did.
this the boat guy who doesn't have gasoline? The
The
best
what?
man guy? Is that Josh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It's a love hate relationship. Like he's good when he's good, and he's awful when he's awful. And I can take like small bits of it, from time to time. Sometimes he's real good, sometimes he's real bad, and I want to punch him. I really think I do need to like beat the fuck out of him once to like get out of that thing. I think I don't know. Maybe that's a me thing. Maybe it's a him thing. I don't know who it would help more, but yeah,
You
like we're
can't
good.
you can't talk it out.
No, with him, no. He needs to get beat up for sure. Yeah, 100%.
You
That's
think
yeah.
you think you think you think beating him up is more of you releasing energy, like that kind of pent up energy, or is it you giving
No,
him like
no.
like break check?
You know, like people who mouth off and have never gotten hit, and like they need to get hit.
Yeah.
I might be one of those, but
I
like
mean,
he's for sure one of those.
you are a friend and your friend needs something. So,
Yeah, but he hasn't pissed me off. The last time he pissed me off that much, I just like defriended him for a year or two, and that was enough. And then like we kind of got back, and it was fine. And then sometimes like even his wife like knows when I'm like when he's pissing me off because he's being that way. And it's not even like
yeah.
it's not like she's like, hey, Mark is upset or unruly. It's like, hey, Josh, you're doing this, and you do this. Put it this way, like she he was away for the weekend and she came out to get pizzas and beers with me and my roommate and like the other neighbors and stuff, and she was like complaining
Mhm.
about him, and I was just like, this is exactly what I didn't like play into it or talk into it any more than that, but in my head I was like,
Yeah.
yup, that's what you married, you know, one of those things.
Yeah. I know, you told me. I remember these.
But yeah, so but it was good. He was fine, he was good.
I'm not too concerned with him. How do you feel after hanging out with him?
So it was one of the good nights. It was fine. We like got a couple beers and just were talking through some stuff, like personal stuff, friend stuff, good stuff, bad stuff, like, and it was good. It was like a little outlet. It was fine.
It was
But
good for you or it was good for him?
I think it was good for both of us. We both like we both had some stuff that we like vented or talked about. His stuff about work. Me was like my stuff about my dad and stuff. So it was good.
Okay, fair. So how was your week going overall? When did I see you last?
I don't
When
know.
did I see you last?
Walking.
Pizza?
Pizza. Yep, pizza.
I didn't see you. Pizza was a minute ago.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Okay.
Lucy,
All right. So
come here, puppy. Gotta go out. Hey. So my week, how's it going? Janine and I are closing on that property in Maine. Like, I'm freaked out. I just like I'm like giving all my articles of incorporation over to the hard money lender. And I'm overthinking everything like I usually do, but I think I am overthinking things for good reason in this particular case. But also, is this being recorded? I always forget these are recorded, and I don't like to talk about some stuff.
these are,
But
listen, you're fine. You're
please
fine.
come
I
on.
won't include this or I'll cut it. Don't worry. Hang on. What lender?
The one she's used for the past 2 or 3 that she's done.
But you
Backflip, I
guys are,
guess.
I thought this was subject to.
It was. So it was subject to at 200, and we thought we could sell it for like 250 to 265. He didn't feel comfortable with the subject to, so like we were all in a group text chatting, and then he was like, "Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with it." And I was like, "All right, I mean, we can close cash in 14 days or less, but we'd have to be at like 150 to 165." And then like
Yeah.
and I like screenshotted the calendar and like circled the day it would be done for him and like sent it to him and all this other stuff. And then he just responded with, at this point, nothing else. I ran upstairs, I drafted an offer cash at 160. I woke up the next morning, it was signed. So then like I drove up the next day and
So his closing thing was at this point, nothing else.
What do you mean?
That's what you said, right? You said at this point, nothing else, your seller.
He said at this point, I was like, hey, we can do cash close in 14 days or potentially less, but we're at like 150 to 165. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
the last buyer he was under contract with was at 235, and then 2 days before closing said we need to decrease to 185, and he said no. So like
Right.
I signed it
Yeah.
less than that, and it's looking pretty
Yeah.
good. We have a CMA from Janine's agent. She thinks
Yeah.
like listing 235 to 265 range probably. So
Okay.
based on my not that much knowledge of running a flip calculator,
Yep.
we'll profit anywhere between like 25 to 55 if it sells between 235 to 265. It could sell more.
Okay.
I don't think it'll sell less than 235. But it'll be good. I think it'll be good.
Who's your TC?
So that was the other thing. Like Lily, because we already brought her into the creative, but we didn't sign anything or didn't pay her anything for it. So then Janine and I were talking and like, hey, we want her to stay on just because she already drafted. At the end of the day, we're paying her for whatever work she's done, regardless. But then, like, to be honest, I don't think we need a TC. I think it's another cook in the kitchen because we're using an attorney that like I've used a million times before. I'm comfortable with. Janine is friends with her, right? So like I'm comfortable on that end. I don't think we really need one, but I'm cool to like have her be there, right? If I do need stuff,
Hang on,
I
hang on,
would
hang on, hang
rather.
on. Hang on. If you don't need her on this, then you just get like a 1/2 TC credit for the next deal. You don't have, you know what I mean? And also a cash deal or any sort of, yeah, cash purchase deal
Well,
is
her
cheaper than a
her fee
sub 2
for
deal.
cash is 500. Her fee for the creative is 1,300. I was looking at us paying the 50% anyways, which is 650. So I was like, all right, if your cash
Yeah.
deal is going to be cheaper, we'll just pay you the cash deal and you can stay on and you don't really have to do much. And she's like, well, I can do this and that and chat with the seller. So I was like, hey, listen, I want to continue discussing with the seller because that's what I do. And he's also very
Yeah.
particular. I think another person at this point
Yeah.
would be like a pivot that we don't need. But like,
Yeah.
but I just don't want things to be bad. Like I'm just like, no, I want to be good. Like I want to pay you. I want you to not feel any sort of like animosity after this. I also told Janine, I was like, yo, I
Listen,
cannot partner.
at the end of the day, you didn't do anything wrong. The deal evolved. That's the nature of the TC business. And
Yeah.
you don't need to come up with solutions for that. She fucking owns it, excuse me, she owns a TC company. If anybody comes up with programs and what do we do in this case and scenario, that's her job to come up with that. That's not
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I like people and I like to be good with people and I'm gonna foster relationships with people.
Okay.
That's just who I am.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're pivoting on that and I think it will be good. And so the thing that I'm worried about is I'm an idiot, right? Like my LLC, literally the address of my LLC is my parents' property. So that's my main concern. Like if any liability or anything comes back, like, and here I am, like last night I was researching like, how do I change all this shit? And it's not going to be immediate. And I was like, why did I get myself in this situation?
Yeah.
So as soon as this deal is closed, that needs to change, but I need like a virtual business address and all this stuff. So that's why I was up late. Yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
it'll be good.
Good.
It'll be good. So yeah, just
All right.
all right. How you doing? How was your week?
I don't remember it.
I don't remember.
I don't
Oh,
remember what
no.
I did. I know I'm supposed to be more aggressive on purchasing stuff, so I've been shopping around. I don't think I've even made any offers on anything just yet. What did I do? I need to go through my photos. That's usually how I track my days is what I'm taking photos of. And it's usually like going for a walk, Rupert. I don't know. I had fun
That's
this
good
last
stuff
week.
too.
Yeah, no, I'm like you in the sense that I like the whole work-life balance thing. I want to be able to do the things that I want to do and I don't consider it working. And so it's yeah, sustainable in that way. Every day is whatever it is that I want to
Yes,
do. Um,
it's
but I
important.
also know
Oh,
that
for
like
me.
I haven't been aggressive on like purchasing something. I have Brandy Brow that I know will close. I have a rebate check coming for the work that I did on Haverhill. So I'm in vacation mode and it's summer. And I'll tell you this. Well, she can hear if she wants to. I've been having a lot of fun with mom. So dad is away for the month. And he's
Oh,
usually
girls'
the
night,
party pooper.
girls' month.
He's no, that's not that. But like we get to do whatever the fuck we want. He's
Nice.
usually the party pooper because it's dad, it's a whole thing. But anyway, so he's gone for the month, and as long as I'm rational, reasonable, and can do things, I get to do things, and mom is supportive. And so we've been having a lot of fun together. I just finished, I did the kitchen, I redid her cabinets in the kitchen, replaced the hardware, cleaned up everything, threw everything out. Um, I went downstairs. She has another like walk-in pantry. It's pretty much like a back hallway that they closed off and made into a pantry. And I'll be honest, I'm upset tonight because she couldn't find her spices, and then she's up on the ladder and she fell down, is what I heard when I walked through the
Oh
door.
no.
So I want to throw away everything now.
She
They're
okay?
a little bit of she's bruised and I know it. But
But she's not telling you.
yeah, so yeah, that's her style. Like she one time was
Typical
cleaning
mom.
windows over at my sister's. She was cleaning windows over at my sister's house for a minute, and then the deck was unfinished and she fell through the floorboards, and I'm pretty sure she chopped her private parts with the floor joists. Like that's how she landed, and she hurt herself bad.
Yikes.
And it's not good at this age, cannot be falling like that. It's just not it's not healthy, it's not good for them. So anyway, but yeah, so we're working on things. Communication is great. We're getting things done, which is awesome and lovely because I can't, if dad is around, I have to secretly try to sneak things around and they know what I'm up to because I've been up to it for so long that it's, it's bad. Yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
trouble, but yeah. Anyway,
it
so
happened.
that's what we've been up to, hanging out with mom over here, getting her small projects done. But I also know I'm in the zone of where I need to get back into the swing of things and stop bothering her with all the little projects that I want to do. I'm forcing her through these things. Hi, Keith.
How we doing?
Good, good. How are you
What's up,
doing?
dude?
Busy, busy.
You okay?
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's a heavy sigh. I've been wondering about you lately. I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, I know it.
Where's that Facebook post? Not Facebook, Instagram post of that video.
Geez, I don't know if I done it or not. Didn't I do that?
Um,
You didn't see it?
I didn't see, I didn't get, let me see. Let me look.
I don't know.
I'm not friends with you, but I
If
didn't
you,
see it.
Yeah, maybe I didn't.
Put your Instagram in the chat. What do we got?
so Keith, what is it? K Lyons?
Cal. Cal Real Estate.
Trying to get on my
Who's Cal?
computer
Those
here.
are your initials?
Yeah.
Rupert? Wait.
KAL.
Okay, there you are. KALR dot real estate. Unless this is a hacked account. How many posts do you have?
Um, well, I had to change my Instagram account because I had one and I was trying to do something and then it disappeared and I kind of had to start another one. One of them I had
Okay.
a few posts on. I mean, 20 or 30 or something like that or whatever. I don't know. A few of them.
Yeah. Hmm. All right. I don't see it. What's the address of the house that my sister lent on?
12 Rowell.
All right, let me look.
Maybe I didn't. So I was on vacation week after last down
Yeah.
North
Is
Carolina for 10,
is
11
12
days.
Royale, is that the cape that you're turning into a colonial?
No,
No, that's something else.
yeah,
Okay.
that's in Winterport.
Hmm. That's all. I was just looking, I just wondering about you because you got quiet. That's fine. Wondering what
Yeah,
you're up
no, no,
to. That's all.
I'm never quiet, but busy.
What is new with you, Keith?
I don't know, just trying to catch up, trying to get things done. Went and looked at a little bit of a deal. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Not too far from me, about 45 minutes. It's a 59 units for storage units, and the guy's got a boat ceiling, what a topping boats over in the wintertime,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it's a good little business. But I don't know. I mean, he's all for seller financing and stuff. He wants, I don't know, 875,000 for it. He'll take a couple
Mhm.
100,000 down, and it wouldn't be a bad deal. It turns
Yeah.
right now it turns about 110,000 a year, but it the boat thing is all cash money. You know, I mean, it's pretty lucrative.
Okay.
Got a place to put
So,
bunch of other storage and stuff. I don't know if, but he doesn't want to let it go unless someone's gonna take over the boat thing. He's got a lot of people.
yeah.
He did like 160 or 180 bolts, I believe, last year, like in 3 months. Because August, September, and October is when they, put your boats up, He's got a
Right.
place,
Right.
he kind of stores them over to the side and stuff. That's why he and his wife are getting tired of doing it. That's why they want to kind of get done. He's about had it.
I kind of like the deal a lot. I mean, where we're at now, it's June. By the time that you guys go to closing, it's July, August. If August is his money maker month, right? Then technically, maybe what you could even do is whatever the proceeds are from the boat, essentially that's your down payment, right? Like if he wants a couple 100,000 to get as a down payment and then seller finance the rest, that's
Mm.
essentially, it's almost like a free deal at that point because that August, September, October, whenever they park the boats, that essentially goes back into paying your that down payment real fast, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It puts money right in your pocket. That's for sure.
Yeah. How'd you find out about the deal?
Oh, just through actually through Janice.
Janice Lucas?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been talking with her quite a bit. She's kind of going through the same thing kind of you are, so
Yeah.
yeah, because there's
I'll
one
I'll
there's
tell you this much. Yeah, I don't actually talk to Janice anymore, and there's a reason for that. So when I was doing when I found Millstone, she knew about it because at the time that I was finding Millstone, I was trying to finish Enfield, and she was the listing agent for Enfield, and so we would talk about things. She really wanted to be the listing agent for Millstone, and I said no because I had another I have my own agent that I like, just Aiden Raw, who ended up going down to North Carolina. But one of the things that I think is I think she ended up helping Z get the money. She got the money from her sister-in-law, and then she got the money from a friend of hers who owns a Chinese restaurant, gave the money to Z to then buy Millstone. And this was all at the time that I had told her, like she knew that we were having a falling out. She knew that the money with him was not good. I told her he was stealing from me. And then she was not only did she lend him money to like him to improve his house, but then she got money from her sister and her friend to continue to give him money when I told her my best friend is stealing from me and like it's going down south. And so that's the part where like I stopped talking to Janice because I don't know. I think she helped him because she thought like Z was good for it and that Z might give her the listing on Millstone. It's a very bizarre thing. But again, like I warned her, I told her, and she helped more people give him money, and all those people are now like fucked too. No payments, no nothing. And now, they're women, right? Women who don't really like lend in real estate. They were just friends of Janice.
yeah.
They don't have a background. They don't know him. She made the introduction. And then I came to find out because she filed paperwork on this. She was going to get a 2% finder's fee for connecting people. So I don't know why she did what she did. But I warned her. She saw him steal from me. And then she allowed more people to give him money and now they're fucked. And so I don't like any of it. So I don't talk to Janice. I know she's in my boat essentially because of the money that she gave him. I know that there are people that gave money to Z because of her, that are screwed. And so, yeah, that's why I don't maintain contact with her. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize that.
That's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, business is business and that's my story. And so that's why I do what I do, but we're not in contact. So I don't know things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, she had gone contact me because there was some, you know, some buildings up this way that she was dealing with or whatever.
Yeah. I think it's the one that I tagged you in. It's owned by Heidi.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that one down in Buxton there. Yeah, so
Yes. Is it Buxton or it's like Rocky
Uh,
Climber or like
well,
Muddy Creek or something like that?
That doesn't
no, it's in Buxton, but it's whatever the name of the place is. I mean, the road or whatever. But
Yeah.
so she ended up getting that.
She did. Yep. So that's how heard of Janice too, because anyway, like I don't know how people are finding me, but people are finding me. Heidi was a new one. Heidi was a person I ended up posting in a legal group for another, give me 2 seconds. I need to get some. Can I have some steak for Rupert? Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm at my mom's house. I was Z bought a sub-2 deal from Sean Sandville, who is a wholesaler. And when Z bought it, I think the payments were like 800 a month. Z never made a payment on that. And in process of trying to help them, because that guy he's a veteran. He's a veteran. He was a tired landlord, wanted to get rid of the property and had his own property already. Ended up kicking out the tenants, selling to Z. Z never made a payment. He lost his rental income. He's now paying the mortgage because his credit was being affected, and he's an older man and wants to, at
Oh, yeah.
at his age, I'm like, let it go at that point. But that's just his standard, and that's what he does, and it's very upsetting, especially when you get those mailings from the company where they're like, we're going to foreclose and blah blah blah. It's really scary. Anyway, in the process of trying to help him, I posted about that situation, trying to find an attorney for him because I don't know attorneys in Maine. And I don't know attorneys that do subject to shit in Maine that also will go to litigation. And so in the process of doing that, Heidi saw my post. She reached out to me and she's like, I'm freaking out. I lent him money. I don't even know how she found him, or maybe it was through the sub-2 group. But she's just like, I think she gave him $100,000. She's from like Texas. Didn't know the guy. He talked a good deal. The thing with the people that lent money, so like I screwed up because I didn't have any paperwork. And then I think Janice also screwed up because she didn't have paperwork, but everybody else is okay-ish because they had that lending paperwork in place. And the lending paperwork in place is pretty freaking good because already I know, so Eric Gradanis was a guy that had 1.5 million out with Z. He's very aggressive. Like he wanted to make money and Z promised him that he was going to make all this stuff. So he started doing flat fee lending with Z, which was not good for Eric. But Eric is a great lender because when this whole thing was going down, he was actually the lender on Enfield, which is how I ran into him. And I was constantly apologizing, being like, here's what we're doing. We're not running away from you. Like, I'm sorry that this is a situation and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so Eric ended up being able to take back 3 of his properties. He's out in California. He's never flipped a house before. He asked me for some help. I put him in contact with a couple of people. John Luca is one of them, and some agents and contractors up this way. And then the second one that I know of, I think, is Heidi. I feel like there's one more in between, but Eric got 3 of his houses back in almost less than a month. It was so fast. He filed it in the paper for 28 days, got 3 properties back. And then after he got his properties back, I want to say like a month or 2 later, Z called him, finally returned a call and was like, hey, I put some money in those properties. Like, let's make a deal. I want to get my money out of it. And Eric was like, no.
Are you serious? You get a lot of balls. Oh
He,
man.
he
Oh,
he
wow.
definitely does. So
Oh,
yeah, so but I'm so impressed with Maine because I'm in a different situation. Like I definitely want my Millstone house back, period. I'm still in contact with the seller and like it's heartbreaking. The mom had like was a double leg amputee and she had all these like prosthetics, I think is what they're called. And I had and I'll do it, sorry. Hajima. No, I got Kajima. Kajima. And so I had all these like companies lined up to donate all these leg things. I don't know how much they are. I just know that they're really expensive. And she'll go and spy on the property. I'll go and spy on the property. And she's finding like legs out on, we think kind of like the people who are doing the demo, just like
yeah.
threw shit out left,
Ah,
right, and center. And so legs are in the yard.
oh, man.
Yeah, things like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of yeah, just disrespectful, sad, and of
Yeah.
course, like he's not around. He wasn't there to the places. I don't even know how far away it was, but like 2 hours, maybe more. So he doesn't come down. He doesn't see it. He hires people for like barely their money, and they do this. Anyway, I'm in a way different situation because foreclosing in Massachusetts is different than Maine, but I'm very impressed with the paperwork that they had in place because again, Eric got 3 of his properties back and Heidi got her property back. So Heidi's on 13 acres and one single, maybe it's a trailer, I think, like
Yeah,
that. And
there's
so
a trailer. Yeah, there's a trailer on it and stuff. And
she she,
yeah, because
she doesn't
she's in
do any of this stuff.
no, she's in it for 140,000, I thought.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm maybe there's so many of them.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I have about 14 in a list, like 14 different ones. Like Eric has 4 of them, things like that. But there are about 14 different people that I know of that is owed money by him. And that's a fraction of everybody. But anyway, I'm impressed and I'm happy that Heidi got her house back
yeah,
because had she not done that, then she would have been stuck not getting paid and just kind of being in limbo. But I love the paperwork that they had in place because again, it worked in less than like a month and a half, start to finish. She's sitting on, she now is being put back in a powerful position, same as
yeah,
Eric. So I'm happy for them. But yeah, I connected you with her because she doesn't do this stuff. She's a lender. She's a mom of however many kids that she's a mom of. I don't even think her husband knew that she was lending like this. So she didn't want to tell him that like all this happened. But
yeah,
she did have plans on wanting to do like a development or like glamping and all that other fun stuff. So at some point, that's why I put you guys in contact with each other. I was like, you need to know Keith. It has experience Z and didn't really have a good, take with him. So you're kind of in good company. But I would love for you to connect with her and just be
okay, yeah,
friends. She's
yeah,
she's not local at all, but now she owns that property.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you probably do
Keith,
something with it, but the only thing on that property is a big wet spot right in the middle of the sucker. So I don't know if
yeah,
DEP would get involved with it or not. Because there's
yeah.
a guy right down the road, I
Um,
guess, he split some lots up and he made pretty good. He's got 13 lots out of that little bit of land, like that 13 acres right there. You could split, you could have 10, 12 lots and geez, you could sell them for, 30, between 30 and $50,000 crying out loud, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So,
It's a good opportunity, but either way, I would recommend connecting with her.
yeah,
Just because again, she's sitting on a property, she's not local to it at all. She's happy that she's in this position now and she's daydreaming, I think, a little bit about what she could possibly do with it. And at a
yeah,
minimum, if she doesn't want to move forward and you want to be a buyer for it, I think, I think she got it back for however much she was owed plus some little bit extra.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, I'll
Mark,
definitely touch.
guess who has a storage facility that also does boats that wants to sell or finance in Maine?
Who?
Keith,
This
tell
guy?
him what you got.
Yeah, guy I just talked to this afternoon. Uh,
Is this something that you can take down? Because if not, I have like a few people I could maybe connect with.
yeah, I'm still kind of negotiating with him, seeing what I can do.
Mhm.
Um, he wants a couple $100,000 down.
What's the
know,
total purchase?
It's 875.
That's cheap compared to kind of some of the stuff that I've been running, like that I've
Yeah,
heard.
he was gonna put it, he said just he was gonna put it down for 1.1 is what was thinking about selling it for.
How many
And but
units?
there's 59 on it right now. There's
Okay.
like there's one, two, three, four, there's four buildings. You know,
Room
nice
for
garage,
expansion?
nice place to wrap boats and stuff, you know. And that's the thing he's looking for, is he doesn't want to let that boat wrapping go away. He's been doing it for a while. A lot of people come. I mean, he's got quite a clientele. His storage facilities, all his storage facilities, he knows every single person by name, and they all have cards. In other words, every month it's just put on a card. In the past 16 years, he's had to boot 3 people out in the past 16 years. You
Pretty
know,
good.
yeah. I mean, it's you know,
Is there room to build more?
oh yeah, there's room to build. Actually, 3. What we're thinking is there's room to build uh probably 40 more with 2 buildings, 20 and 20. And then out back, there's probably a place to go the whole length. Oh, 30, between 30 and 35 units,
Okay, so we can
maybe
like
for
double.
cars. No, for cars, for storage for vehicles is what we
Okay.
were thinking.
Okay, just like open lot, like land for it, like separately fenced or something.
Yeah, well, no, it's right behind those stores. There's only 2.2 acres. It's this is all kind of on one piece of property.
Hmm.
And but he's got another storage facility, another building across the street. He's got what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 9 over there. Maybe there's 50. I think there's 25 and 25 in each one of these ones over here or something. And then
What do you,
there's 9 over this other building, but this other building is all vacant up top.
so you
And
do something with it?
yeah, you could make some temperature controlled stuff, you know.
Okay.
So I mean, there's a lot of upside to it buying it, and it's right on the Newport Road. I mean, it's the busiest road that comes down through. You know what I mean? It's stupid. I mean,
So
but
Keith, what's stopping you? Because initially you're like, I got this deal,
well,
but you didn't, what's holding you back?
it's the beginning of the deal, young lady. I got to talk to him, and I got to. He's got less than $150,000 mortgage on it. So I mean, I didn't even talk to. I don't push. You know what I mean? I'm just the first time. He's a nice guy. We got to know each other. We talked an hour, 45 minutes
So
to
he
an
wants
hour
50K
today.
in his pocket to shove off of this thing.
What's that?
So he needs 50K in his pocket to shove off of this thing. He only wants 200K down. He has 150K mortgage. He needs 50K to go play with.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Unless you're taking over the mortgage or something, right? But
Well, that's what I don't know. I didn't get that quite that far. I didn't want to kind of keep pushing. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
getting to know him and talking to him. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to call him because I told him I'm going to go home and kind of crunch some numbers stuff. I just kind of let it, and I'm going to write down some stuff so I don't forget to ask him. But I got to find out if that 150,000, if he wanted the 200,000 himself, and we were supposed to take over the 150 and then finance the rest with him, or is he taking the 200,000, going to clean that up and walk away with the rest of it? So
Right.
then it's like that. You know, I
Did you
want to
discuss?
amortize. When I do the deal, I want to amortize it for 30 years and see if that payment would be. It'd be about $1,200 a month, you know, give or take.
Yeah,
He'll
that's
do it for 10 years, you know. So with a balloon payment at the end, 10 years, at Christ, in 5 years, you could refinance him out. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you guys already were talking a little creative side. So it's not like it's not like
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
oh, okay,
That's
okay.
the way. Yeah, that's the only way I
Perfect.
buy shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep me posted. I don't know. I met some guy
Yep.
when I was at the thing that he buys them. That's what he does. Usually I think a
Yep.
little bit bigger, but like he'll for you bringing him a deal, he'll cut you in on ownership equity of whatever his like whatever, I don't know, whatever his partnership is, he'll cut you in on like ownership, you know.
Yeah. The only thing I got to try to do is figure where I could get 200,000 for a little bit of time. You know what I mean? I've never done something a lengthy time with anybody. You know what I mean? So I just gotta kind of figure how kind of to do something
I mean,
like that.
there's like two trains of thoughts on this, right? You can try to take all this on your own, it being new and you don't know, you've never done it before and don't know what you're doing, or you can just plug somebody in that has done it before and take a cut of it, right? I don't know. That's my viewpoint.
Yeah. No, I hear you. It's just there's so much upside that I can do there. It's pathetic. You know what I mean? There's a
Yeah.
lot more to be
Keith,
made, money to be in there.
Keith, I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna come up there 8 hours and I'm gonna punch you myself. If you're stressing out about getting $200,000 for a great investment, everything that I've heard, and Mark, I'll tell you more because you dropped off the call for a second. Whatever he has 56, 59 units over there. Normally, I think they do $110,000 every single year, but then he has a boat wrapping, boat storage thing that he does on that parcel, and that's all cash. And when they
Mhm.
hit their summer season or when they start packing up the boats for the winter, so he said August, September, October,
Hmm.
probably like 160,000, 170,000. And so I'm telling Keith, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
I would just
that's your
boat
down
wrap.
payment right there.
I would just boat
As
wrap
long as you
everything.
get in before, yeah, as long as you get in before the boat wrap, that entire boat wrap, that's your down payment. So if you're stressed out about 200,000, again, I'm going to punch you if you're worried about 200,000. I will find you 200,000. That's not an issue. So I would tell you, don't worry about the money. I know what it is to worry about money. You fucking don't worry about the
Yeah.
money. I'm
No,
telling
but
you that.
the
Go,
yeah,
go tidy up the deal. Go get a great
Yeah,
deal
this is
and
like
I'll help
perfect
you get the
timing.
down payment.
I understand that, young lady, but the thing is, if I could stop my life and go do that, that would be great. But my life's not gonna stop. I got a ton of shit progressing here. So it's
Yeah.
hard for me to control that, and that's almost an hour
Yeah.
away from me. So
Yeah. So I mean, like, I
I
feel
just
like,
I just want to be careful of how, you know, that may be a great idea, Mark. You know what I mean? Just to do that. I don't. I just want to talk to him a little bit more and kind of.
I'm on the other side of things. I think that like it's a good opportunity and you're wide-eyed right now and you're like, how can I do this all myself? And like I don't know if that might be the answer. Like if you cannot drop everything and go do it, maybe you just put somebody in there who can drop everything and do it and you partner with them, right?
Yeah,
Because then you don't have
that's
to
fine.
worry about it. You brought the deal, they
Yeah,
bring everything else maybe,
yeah.
including the money
No,
and the ability to operate,
and
top it up.
that's good. But the only thing is like I said, the gentleman, I want to make sure that that boat wrap thing, he wants to make sure that that boat wrap thing is staying there. You know what I mean? Because he's already
Yeah.
had somebody already offer him some cash money. But this guy, other guy, has a construction company. He's been buying them. He's bought three right around him, and he'd like to buy that one there. They kind of lowballed him on it a little bit, offered him some cash money, but they don't want the boat wrap. And he just don't want your money. You know what I mean? He wants to keep what he's got, and he wants to make sure whoever he sells it to is keeps it. You know,
Yeah.
so I just got to make sure if I did partner would do something, I got to make sure that that stays in place because I'm not gonna
Right.
tell a man
How
that
do you know this guy?
Right.
you know.
How do you know this guy?
How do I know him? I don't. I just met him today.
Okay, that's a huge piece of information that you just said. You just said somebody legit lowballed him and he was into it, but he wants to keep the wrapping business. So now whatever price he's telling you is probably pretty inflated from what he actually would take. So just like keep that in mind.
Yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
how it progresses.
I mean, a slice of the pie is better than no pie at all, is how I look at this.
Yep.
Keith, I like the deal. Mark, I know you wanted to get into storage. At one point, you were saying a lot about that stuff. So maybe you
Yeah,
could be the partner.
I mean, yeah, I don't. I mean, yeah, I don't. I could connect you with the partner, right? I could connect you with the guy potentially who might be interested in it, whatever that looks like. You guys can figure that out. Maybe take a couple of bucks or something. But I don't know. Yeah, it depends. I mean, you need to get down the road with this guy and actually make it real for him, and like instead of coming from the mindset of like, hey, I can't do this and oh, this doesn't work or whatever, like get all the information out of him that you can, not like go down any one path. Like hey, well, what if we did this? What if we did cash lowball and we kept the thing? Then he's at 500, right? Or what if we did like you seller finance and we kept the thing? Then you're at 800. And if he was to list on a market, he's at 1.1. There's a huge spread of difference of like price that you can wiggle with. So like you figure out all of that information and then you go and you get your partners. You go and you talk to a couple of people and try to brainstorm and figure out like what path is the right one to go down. But it starts with like farming all of the information, which it sounds like you're getting there on it. Um, Greg was asking where it was at. I don't you interested in some Maine storage that'll get you up here. We can go
He
fishing.
used to live in Maine.
Yeah,
Oh,
she used to live there a while back. No,
oh shit.
I thought he said it was multifamily. No, son, you can't have a popsicle. I know a guy who does multifamily who's in Maine. I just got off the phone with him probably like a couple days ago. So,
Yeah.
that's all I was asking, just to see if he needed to be connected with anybody. But it sounds like you guys got that already under control.
Right. No, I mean not really. The guy that I know is in California, so it's self-storage, right? Not multifamily, but the guy I know is in California. There might have been another person that I met,
Let me
but I
see.
think
Maybe I'll know him. He's in sub 2, I believe.
Keith, I like it. What else you got going on?
I'm just trying to finish up the rehab there. We're putting the kitchen in right now. I'll take a picture. I'll have to walk through tomorrow and stuff and do that. I thought I did. I thought I did before I went on vacation. Then I went on vacation week before last there for 8, 10 days and come
Where'd
back
you
to
go?
North Carolina. Went down
Cute.
seen our youngest granddaughter. What a treat that was. My Sally went down when she had her and stayed with her for a while there and stuff. And then Sally and Kendra, my daughter, went down about a year ago. So she was like 6, 8 months old or whatever. Now she's 17 months. Went down. First
Yeah.
time I've seen her. What a cutie. Oh yeah, we had a great time. She's a ticket.
Good.
She is. Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
How many teeth do they have at that age?
She had her front two. She didn't have no bottom two, but she had front two, and she had some other ones coming in. But
I
yeah.
think that's one of my favorite ones. I call that angry rabbit when they just
Yeah.
have the 2 buck teeth on top, and then when they grow the bottom two, they're very cute at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 17, she knows because her father's Puerto Rican, so she knows Spanish, she knows English, and she knows sign. Our daughter used to be in daycare, and she had a deaf friend, and my daughter
Yeah.
Serena started signing when she was like 8, 9 years old. So she's teaching her that, you know what I mean? So and with her signing, she doesn't know all kinds, obviously, but she knows enough, you know, that you can see how that young mind is working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little kid, you be careful because they know I mean, they see everything. Just because they can't talk means nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just smart as a whip, you know, it's like makes you think, oh my God, be careful what you talk about around that little girl, you know, the little babies, because they're intelligent, you know.
Keith,
Man.
how many grandkids do you have now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's number 8.
You're a rich man.
Yeah. Imagine.
That's
Very
wild.
rich
That's
that
cool.
way, yes. Yeah.
Good. Keith, I don't want you to be stressed out about money. So if you ever get into a pickle again where you need something, I'll be honest, when the whole Z thing went down, Z was the person to go out and get the money because like Mark is closing on a house. Your house is in Maine too, right, Mark? Just over the border, maybe an hour.
Yeah, it's like an hour from here. It's in Sanford.
Oh, yeah.
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 But doing all that stuff, like filling out all that paperwork, it's the right way. It's what you need to do. Really effing annoying the first time you do it, having to submit everything like that. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, you get into private money. Private money is less paperwork, but it's like more campaigning for yourself, more selling of the deal. And then after the whole Z thing, I got really nervous about connecting people anymore because again, I vouched for somebody who ended up not performing. But I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day, as long as you have paperwork in place, and especially I'm watching people foreclose on properties in Maine, and it's kind of easy breezy for these people that have never foreclosed before. They're not even like they're baby lenders and whatnot. I'm very impressed with how Maine is going down. So if in the event that you need money, honestly, I don't feel qualms about campaigning for you and finding out and getting it because there are people that want to lend. They just get really nervous about doing it, right?
Yeah.
They're nervous if they're meeting you for the first time. I feel like a skis ball sometime, but I know you do good work. I've seen the Maine foreclosure process happen several times now, 4 times now. And so I feel good about it. And I know the feeling when you're doing a flip and you're just like trying to make ends meet, right?
Yeah.
Trying to juggle all the plates at once. I know that feeling.
I feel like
Yeah.
I've heard like private lending is similar-ish on the side of paperwork of like commercial loans versus residential, so it's very easy to foreclose. I don't have any personal experience in it, but that's what I've heard it explained as. Very quick process.
So paperwork like promissory note, mortgage,
Personal
that personal guarantee, kind of all the same, but that's like 3 elements of like, so when you submit like to a lender to borrow something, you got to submit not only that, but then the articles of incorporation, your social security number, like I don't know, your tax records, your rehab bill, like all these other things. I have a whole list of like when I did both Enfield and when I did Haverhill of like all the things I submitted. 32 separate mother effing things. 32. Piss me off, honestly. But money's a little bit slightly cheaper. And so, it's clockwork. So it has its gives and its takes. So I usually do the majority of the purchase price. I'll do it with a traditional lender and submit all that SHIT because out here in Massachusetts, our houses are like 500,000 just to get into a shithole. And then I'll raise like 200,000 privately because I fucking hate draws. I hate them. I hate them. Give me my money. Don't talk to me. I know what I'm doing,
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you need money, talk to me. I don't have oodles of it, but I know the feeling and I know you do good work and I'd be happy to take that like pressure off your shoulders.
I appreciate
And then she'll just
And
foreclose
I
on
and
if you don't perform.
it.
Easy in Maine.
Yeah.
I don't want shit. I don't want to own shit in Maine though. But so what if you look at Keith, you can tell like even him talking about that what is it? What do you call that? The boat wrapping and the storage facility. He's interested in it, but he's stressed out about it because now he has to come up with 200,000 and he's stressed out about the 200,000. That's the kind of stress you want to see in a borrower because he takes pride in paying people on time. He will never not pay you on time. That kind of stress that he feels is a great indication of how good of a borrower he is, in my opinion. So, but I
got the
also know
sense.
that when you have, go ahead.
Well, I also got the sense that you're also worried about the operations. Like you're not gonna be the operator, but like in your head, you need to raise the money. You need to be the operator, right? You don't need to. You don't
Well,
need to.
he's gonna stay there anyway and a little bit and show us,
He'll phase
what's
himself
going
out
on, you know what I mean?
6 months or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep him on
But
salary or
it's just right now, I don't know why it's just so hard to find guys. I mean, I had a crew all set to do Winterport there, and they're gone. I found another crew, and we're starting. I haven't even started it yet. We're starting it Monday. I'm pulling my hair out, as you can see.
that's where it went.
Yeah, it's just terrible, guys. You can't get guys to work. I just,
Yeah.
everybody wants a bunch of money to do nothing.
Mm.
It just,
It's
well,
Maine too, so that's like probably tough.
yeah, and up around here, it's just, I don't know. Anybody good is busy. I mean, it's actually there's quite a bit of going on around here. Actually, quite a bit of building. I mean, I'm digging holes for my buddy, still digging holes for him and stuff because he's stressed out because he has nobody. He's very completely by himself, and he's got just he's got a gorilla that he started. He's got a machine. You know what I mean? And he's got to keep that huge machine going because you slow down, you're done.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Is it a generational problem? Are we lazy? Is it Gen Z that doesn't want to work, or like what happened?
I almost think so. You know that I was looking the other day, driving around, seeing guys, operators and stuff. You know what I mean? Like myself. That's all you see is myself and operate in the machines. The old
I feel like
guys.
it makes sense though. I
You know
don't
what I
really want
mean?
to bust my ass for a little
Yeah,
bit of money.
that's
You know,
yeah.
like
The young
nobody
people
wants
just
to do
want to.
it.
They want that. You know, but I mean, you know, running machines and dirt work, that has to happen before anything else happens. You
Yeah.
know, you can't even drive down a road without the earth guy doing something. You
Yeah.
know, and you don't got no young fellas doing it. It's just oh, I don't know what they're gonna do. Another 20 years from now, I can't imagine what this place, you know, what's
It's gonna be AI. It's gonna be AI and GPS, and it's gonna be like a robotic grading.
Yeah, they got stuff to do, roofs down. They got AI, you know, robots doing roofing and different things already. And I don't know.
Keith, I wonder what would happen if we ran like an excavation school just for you for the summer months, and we try to like round up a whole bunch of young men or whoever wants to do it. Honestly, I would do it. I told you at one point I wanted to like learn how to do one of those machines, and
Yeah.
all of you guys that wrote me were like, you just got to get on it. You just gotta feel the machine. And I was like, oh, fucking, what's the answer? Like, what's the secret? And you were like, no, you just got to hammer away on it. That's literally their advice. I would come up for a month. I fucking dig some holes for you.
I would do
Yeah.
it too. I've never run equipment. I ran a backhoe for like a second in a dump at a golf course I used to work at. And that was it.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach my I got a third I got a 13-year-old grandson. That he last summer he helped me out. I got him driving my dump truck and stuff and running the machine a little bit. Well, this year I'm big at building a road out. I believe I got gravel out one of my properties there, and I'm gonna start digging gravel. So I told the young fella, I said, by the end of the summer, you're gonna be an operator. Very simple. I'm gonna stick him out there in the middle. He can't hurt nothing. I remember the first time he gets in, he goes down and starts scratching the ground like this, you know, like that. I go up, he stopped, he said, what's the matter? I says, you do realize you can't hurt the ground, okay? You can't hurt that ground, okay?
You can hurt
It's not
gas
gonna say
lines.
out, so don't worry, you're not hurting it, okay?
Yeah.
He laughed.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Keith, I wonder, so I had a Leviator and I were working a lot together because I was buying all my kitchen stuff from him. I got to meet his family. He has a family business over in Newmarket, New Hampshire. I started having him post. So I have that contractor group, Massachusetts, New Hampshire contractors help contractors. There are people, and he started posting not only there, but elsewhere. And now he was trying to get, I want to say like 3 separate crews because his hardest thing was also same thing, finding crews. Either finding people that ran at a certain caliber because they were either super trashy and like smoking butts on the job site and just upsetting customers, or they didn't have a high enough standard, or they cost too much money and they never wanted to show up. So last time I talked to him, which was maybe like 2.5 months, maybe 3 months ago, he just ran a whole campaign, not only on my side. I'll send you what the write-up that he wrote. But I wonder if maybe you're just not on social media, because I think at the end of the day, like, it's summertime in Maine. Summertime in Maine is the only time that I would consider going to Maine for the most part. I'm not gonna lie. I think the first time I go to Maine, I think I'm gonna drop by Z's house. I daydream about it, like having a sit down, having a heart to heart, and both of us understanding and crying and laughing. I don't know. I just think I could get there with him.
You come up and I'll bring you right over. I know exactly where he lives. I've been there a couple of times.
Listen, I also know where he lives. At one point, my attorney was like, just have a conversation with him. And I was like, listen, I'm not trying to get arrested today. I'm going to look like a crazy girlfriend being like, talk to me, Z. Anyway, but if I was ever to come up to Maine, it would be in the summer. I hear Maine is spectacular in the summer. And I think at the end of the day, you just need to tell people what you want, right? And I think you need to do it on social media. You would be surprised. So for example, if I post on that Facebook group, one post that I make, people, number one, people don't do a good job of reading the details. So I'll be like, send me a text message or send me a DM or give me your numbers, whatever the case may be. People just start spamming it. So I'll get about 20 comments on it. Then I get about 13 people that are in my Facebook Messenger. And then I get about 10 people who actually read what I wrote and will text me. And then I'll get 5 older guys who just straight up call me. Didn't read anything, just saw my number and called. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because some people think that when you post it, they're like, oh, only 22 people wrote her and some followed what she said and some didn't. You don't know all the people who privately messaged me, all the people who sent, texted me. So I would challenge you. Facebook is great. You would be surprised by how much networking I think happens on the interwebs. I think especially after COVID, like the ante was up. And so for another group that I'm in a like Andover moms group. Do I have a kid? I have a furry one. That doesn't count, but I'm in this group and all day long they're chatting, they're exchanging information. Oh, I just got a house. Who's the home inspector? I'm shopping for a house. I just moved in and I need this, that, and the other. Women are constantly chatting, exchanging information. So I would tell you, tap into the women's network, number one, and then tap into just the social webs, because I genuinely think that when COVID happened, people started turning to that to connect with people. And so I bet you money you can get people up into Maine. Maine is beautiful. You can get people there. You just need to be a little bit more public about what you need and want, because think about it. Like all those guys who are like, oh, I don't know what you're thinking. You got to tell me. You got to tell them. I need people to work for me, right? You can't just be like mad in the middle of a dirt field and have people read your mind. You got to tell them, get your ass out here. I'm going to pay you this much money. I'm really good at what I do, and I'm going to teach you everything I know. And we're going to move some mother effing dirt.
Yep.
I'm going to get Chat Daddy to write you something. Okay.
Yep.
Suzanne, speaking of your group, can I post for potential things I might need in Maine, even though it's not Maine?
Yeah, I don't care.
It's close.
Yeah. Oh, for your thing. Yeah, no problem. Honestly, it's a great group, and you would be surprised by so one of the best persons I ever got, I posted about something else. The wife started messaging me. The wife is a total pimp. And when I say pimp, I don't mean number one, she's great, but also she's a pimp. And she's like, you need this guy? Okay, I'm going to send you this person. You need a cleaner? I got my sister. You need this person? I got that. She knows all these people. Again, this is the Brazilian church over in Revere that she's at, and then she knows everybody. But you would be surprised with the people that actually want to do work. You just have to tell them, and you would be surprised about the number of people who are lurking in the background. They don't tell you that they're there, but they're just watching. They're watching things. When the time is ready to strike, they'll strike. I promise you. Anyway, so we're gonna have you post. Mark, you're welcome to post too. It is what it is. I'm not going to start a whole group for Maine specific. Get the fuck out of here. We're just
It's
gonna,
close to Rochester. It's close to Rochester. It's right there.
yeah. I mean, there are other groups out there. I've been a little bit boohoo crying that there's nothing in Rhode Island. And then I was like, oh, well, then I got to make it in Rhode Island. I'm like, I fucking don't want to start from the beginning up. So I've been looking at other groups that are like contractor groups. And I'm a little bit anal the way that I manage the contractors help contractors group, because I make sure that people are posting number one, they're legit jobs. And two, that's pretty much it. They're jobs. There's a bunch of spam that ends up happening. There's a bunch of scamming things that happen. I don't know what's going on with painting, but they'll be like, I need somebody to paint my house. And it's full of shit. And I know it because it's like 3 different people post the same exact thing. And I'm
That's what
evil.
I need.
Painter?
Painters. I need painters. Right.
Celso might do it. That guy's also pimp of the Brazilians. At the end of the day, I think the big thing that they need a place to stay overnight, because that trip is a little bit heavy. But there are a lot of hardworking people that want to work, and they want to work for people that know that will pay them. That's pretty much it. And they're really hard. They got the hustle. That's the other thing I noticed about the Brazilians is they're sweating their nuts off out there. And I'm impressed, because if I work with white guys, then they're like, oh, I got a tummy ache. I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh my God.
I clogged your toilet, Suzanne. And I'm just like, oh, please. I can't stand that. But the Brazilians don't talk to me. It's all like body language and chat and Google Translate. But the hustle that they had, I was really impressed by. I have a guy that will probably paint for you by himself. Yeah. What's his name? I'll get him for you. Oh, it's been a minute. I can't remember his name. I'll get him for you. He'll come up, but he just needs a place to stay. That's it. Great guy. Rodrigo? I don't know. I'll find it.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. So I'll get you money if you need money. I'll help you get more contractors and people out to Maine. Maine is beautiful. What if you were to host a meetup where you're at over in Maine? What if you were to tell people what you're doing? What if you were to invite them to your project? That's for you, Keith.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
We
think you
haven't
need
had
to talk to people.
we haven't had a meetup, even a sub two meetup in around Maine for a while. I don't know if John, I don't know if Luke was having any down where he is or whatever. I haven't heard anything. I haven't been to a meetup in
Yeah.
Geez, I bet you it's been a year. The last time I went to a meetup was yours, young lady, believe it or not, I believe. Went down and saw you.
Okay. Yeah.
That
I'm
was
telling you, I want you to have your own meetup. And they can and it's you and your friends and whoever it is that you want to invite, but I think it's important for you to talk about what you're doing and to share it with people and to tap into the network and say, I need this, I need that, look at what I've accomplished. To celebrate what you're doing too. I feel like you carry the world on your shoulders by yourself. And that can be exhausting and tiring. And I think it's important for you to talk about it. I know you said you go to your family reunions and you're like, you can't talk to your family. Well, go find some local people and go have some man or woman conversations.
Yeah, there's a real estate meet every month in Bangor that I should start going. I used to go to, and
Do it.
yeah, the guy that used to put it on, Nathan, he ended up going to London for a while, and I just, there was a big turnover and stuff, and it's like you walk in and I know I should be there. I just don't know nobody. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know. Just,
I get
Keith,
that. I
I'll
feel
go.
like that too.
I'm an introvert, not
What
an
if I
extrovert.
go with you? I'll go with you.
Yeah. When you gonna have some meetups around?
You don't worry about my meetup. I'm coming to your meetup. What meetup are you having? I'm coming to yours. I'm not joking. Listen, Keith has come to all my meetups. They've been like 8-hour round trips. Keith, I will make a trip. I'll come out and I'll go to whatever meetup you want to go to. I'm not joking. I right now I'm on my I don't have a project right now. I feel like I'm a campaigning president. I'm going around kissing babies and whatever else presidents do or candidates do. But I'm going around kissing babies, going to meetups. I'm having a lot of fun, in all honesty. In the past, I used to host a meetup, and when I'm hosting, I'm just in a certain vibe. When I'm hosting, I feel like I can't enjoy myself. I'm too busy, stressed out about everybody else. And going to these meetups, I've been having a lot of fun just being a little bit of a crackhead and being a participant. And so I've had a lot of fun lately. I've met some really good people. And I think it's worth going around, making new friends, connecting, helping each other.
Yeah.
And talking about what you do, sharing what you do. Because if you don't talk to people about what you do, then how can they help you? How can they help you? How can they make money together with you?
You're right.
Okay. So we're gonna go to a meetup. I'm gonna come to Maine. And on the way,
What
I'm gonna drive by
Z's house?
Z's house with a carton of eggs. I need to get something non-halal. Maybe I'll just get bacon, like raw bacon, and I'll throw it. I'll like put it on his windows and let the sun dry it. No, because then they would fall off. Can you imagine? I roll up there with like a handful of bacon grease and then I just smear it all over his door. He's not a very good halal person. Anyway,
Yeah.
daydreaming.
Yeah.
Do we want to do? Oh my God! You know what would be really fun? Do we want to just have a meetup on at Z's house on his front lawn?
Oh, man.
That'd be
Don't
funny.
tell him. I'll come with like tables. You know what? In the beginning, he asked me, he's like, I want you to, let's do soccer or something like that. We should have like yes, yes. Oh my God, the most non-halal meetup on his front lawn. And I'm gonna have like a bunch of games that we can play on his front lawn. I hope he cut the grass. Yeah,
Hmm.
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yo, we should do like one big pig. What do you call that pig on the roasting spit? You get like a one big pig roast. Let's do a
Yeah.
pig roast.
I've been wanting to do one.
You're bad.
I know. This is what I think of. But the thing is, it's funny. If when Z and I were friends, we would talk about we would just make fun of each other. He would laugh. He would laugh and he would have fun. So he would be 1% pissed, maybe 2% pissed. 98% of him would be laughing on the inside. I know. So yeah. Anyway, dude, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Be different.
Pig roast? Hmm. Yeah, I know the Filipinos, they got good food. Big time.
Lechon, we call that lechon, the roasted pig.
I'm in.
You know, it's really funny. I still have access to all the sub 2 things. I still have access to all the sub 2 things, which means I have access to the Eventbrite. And the Eventbrite, I was hammering people and being like, follow us on Eventbrite. So, anytime I publish an event that you get a notification. So
We
I'm
still
pretty
use
sure
your
it's like
stuff. We still use your stuff
It's a
in
hundred.
there.
It's a, say it again?
We still use your things in there. It's all still you
Yeah.
on the
What do
spreadsheet
you
and
mean?
Excel. So I'm
Yeah.
a regional, not regional. I'm a local leader now, right? And so they forwarded me all that
Hmm.
stuff, and it's still like Sharky
Yeah.
stuff there.
Owner.
Well,
Sharky.
Yeah,
the owner's not Sharky because the owner is sub to New England. I put everything
yeah.
underneath the
No,
sub
but
to New
it's
England. So
it's you. That's the same thing that you forwarded me when I first joined a couple years ago. And when I look at it, it's still the same info. I don't think anyone has updated it yet. So one has to.
it was me all by myself a long time ago.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I gave them the keys to everything, but I'm just laughing because if I really wanted to, I could go, but I gave them the keys to the Eventbrite page. I'm just thinking if I really wanted to, I could have a meetup on his front lawn, just put a pulse out there, 178 notifications go out and just have, what's funny? So, Mark and I went to a meetup that we thought was like really hot shit meetup, and it was like this is the hottest, like most premier. They used all these buzzwords, right? Where we were like, wow, and they charged for it to where we were like, wow. We went to Boston, paid $72 for parking, wow, and then we go up there and nobody's there. Nobody's there to greet you. Nobody's there to like, whatever, to be the host. So I genuinely think it's crazy that they're having these like almost AI meetups where they just tell you to go to a bar and everybody who's there just figure it out by themselves. And they're charging money for it. So
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what the Bangor one's like. There's really nobody. When Nathan was there, he was kind of leading it a little bit and stuff like that, but just nobody, you know what I mean? It's just you go there and you start, I get, people know each other and they just, you know what I mean? It's not like a sub to, control meetup like you do, or it's just they're just not like that.
yeah.
Suzanne, maybe that's your problem. Maybe you just need to let go a little bit and just like run your own AI meetup and people will figure it out. Because then you won't stress about it.
Yeah.
So there's different types. So I've been talking to people that are like outside sub 2, and I asked them like, I used to do leadership stuff a long time ago. And so when we were smaller, I used to do more icebreaker. And then I used to do workshop thing because I like having deeper conversations because we don't get together often. And so when we're there in person, like, let's cut through the bullshit. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Like what's really going on with everybody. And so I've talked to different people who go to different meetups. That's also why I'm going around checking out other people's meetups. How are things run? At a minimum, it's your time, right? If you're physically present somewhere, it's your job to make the most out of your time. What are you waiting for somebody to like handhold you and whatever? When you come to my meetup, I'm so thrilled that you come that I want to make sure that your time there is spent well, which is why I will go out of my way to make sure that you're being introduced to people that are going to be directly beneficial to you. So that's something that I do. But I'm saying like you need to step up to the plate and hold your own damn hand and go introduce yourself to people that are going to, you know, have value in your life.
Yeah. So my biggest takeaway about Squad Up Summit was intentionally networking, and I really liked like they gave you the badges, right? And it was like Squad Up Summit badge, but then on top of the badges they had like little sticky like flags that you could put on. It was like RV parks, wholesaler, cash buyer, fix and flipper, multifamily, and it was just I like that idea so much just because you can like look at that and be like, I'm going to talk to them, right? Because it was pointing you in the right direction immediately instead of having to talk to people to figure out like, all right, I'm here for 10 minutes and I didn't even like I don't want to be talking to you. Not that you want to be rude or anything like that, but it's like you can be much more pointed. Like sometimes it's hard to walk away
Yeah.
from a conversation that you like you shouldn't be having. You're like, anyways, I'm the fuck out of here, Um, so I don't know. That's an
You know
idea.
what?
More
It should be
controlling.
what I think would be really funny is next time you want to get out of a conversation, just be like, I have explosive diarrhea. I need to excuse myself. My style is if you're going to mess it up, just mess it all the way up. Because at that point, nobody's going to argue with you. Like, I am so sorry. I have an explosive diarrhea. Please, I'm on new medication.
There was one
Please excuse me.
conversation. I was like, after enough of it, I was like, I gotta go. Like mid
Yeah.
conversation, I was just like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I felt bad, but like I had to do it. I was like, my skin was crawling. I had to leave. Anyways.
But the thing is, it's good because I've also been there in those times where I'm like, oh my God, this is bad. It's a boundary for you, right? You have self-respect where you're trying to go, you're trying to make connections, you're trying to be intentional about it, and then you just throw all that shit out the window because you want to people please the person who's in front of you. And so I think it's important for you to go through those feelings of, I feel uncomfortable, my skin is crawling, I don't want to do this, but you're getting feedback in that moment that you're not doing what you should be doing. And you made a choice, which was, I need to step up to the plate and just say no. And at the end of the day, I promise you that person doesn't hate you. There's no voodoo doll, there's no shrine to where they're like, Mark rejected me and
I
wouldn't
don't know.
finish
With
the
that kid, with that
conversation.
kid, there might be. There like if there was anyone too, there would be with this one. But you never know. Either way.
But we can, so I like that idea too. I never played that game, The Sims or whatever, but I also thought of something like that where how much better would it be if you knew that person was interested in XYZ? So we can definitely do that. But again, at a meetup that you host, you can do that. If that's not happening at the meetup that you're at, then you need to figure out those things really fast. So for example, this is going to sound really stupid. The last meetup I was at, the girls were asking, are there any attorneys here? And so very quickly, I just ran around and asked, are you an attorney? Are you an attorney? And as soon as they said no, I didn't even say like, oh, thanks for letting me know. I just turned around and left. But anyway, and they had fun with it. But what I'm saying is you need to step up to the plate. You need to go out and get what you want. You can't be waiting for people to give it to you. And if you're there in person, your personal time is so important because you could be spending it, investing it with somebody else. That if you're going to just if you're going to like throw away the keys to the car at that point and let you just exist there floating through space and time, that's so stupid. Step up to the plate, take ownership, introduce yourself to people, tell them, my name is Keith Lyons. I do earthwork out here. I'm an owner operator. I'm looking for more people that do work. Do you know of anybody here? Did you meet anybody else here? No? If you find somebody, please let me know. Here's my card. That's it.
Yep,
Okay.
you're right.
All right, Greg and Gage. GG's. What are you two up to?
Just left Kinley's son's birthday dinner thing, and now we're back at the house.
What did you guys accomplish this last week?
I got all the paperwork for Colville submitted. The underwriter said everything was good. And then for Honeybee, the underwriter at that title company cleared everything too, so. And then for the Spanish Oak deal, we found the probate paperwork or the trust paperwork. Give me 1 second, guys, my son's coming in here, I think.
Oh, no, I went.
Okay. All that paperwork's done, so I think closing date scheduled on the 30th, so I'm just waiting on 2 closing dates to be scheduled. All the paperwork's done and submitted, and I got a new cold caller. I hired a data VA, got her trained up. She's been working consistently. I don't know if she was working last time I called, but she's doing pretty good. She's been clocking in, and it's good to see her progress. And as far as that, I think that's about it. It's what I've been doing, honestly, just trying to keep chipping away at it.
You don't have a TC for anything that you do, or you are your own TC?
Yeah, I do my own TC work.
I like it. I'm kind of with you.
No,
What do
I
you
kind of think you should give that shit up.
She's gonna ask me why.
Nobody puts the amount of care, time, and effort into getting the deal closed as the person who is benefiting from the deal. And like I've had them, I've used them. At the end of the day, are they clocked in round the clock? Like if a seller needs something at midnight, like I'm gonna make sure it gets done. You know?
Yeah,
That's me anyways.
Yeah, the people I like, to piggyback off of what Mark's saying, the people that I deal with are usually super emotionally volatile. They're not very responsible. And for the deals that, where I got to track down multiple people, I got to build a relationship with that family. And somebody who's doing this
Yeah.
as a job isn't going to care as much as I do. And I just don't trust that they're going to get it done like I need them to get done. Like even the cat house, those people did not want those cats to be killed, and they had to be put down humanely. And it's like, I don't know, who the fuck's gonna call them and talk to them through that and say, oh, we got somebody going over there. It's better if I'm the person doing it and actually having that conversation with them.
I know somebody else who has the gift of gab. May or may not be hereditary.
It is.
But I like that you have this I like that you have this opportunity together, right? You got this whole summer. I mean, there are things that you are spectacular at, right? You're really good at I think you're really good at talking to people, right? The whole nonviolent communication, talking people off a cliff. I think you're great at that. And then you're also really good at finding the impossible people. But apart from that, I would encourage you to take some stuff off your plate that doesn't need to be on your plate. Like the
Yeah.
stuff that you're getting done for the week, you're way above and beyond that stuff.
I mean, the other stuff that I'm working on in the background, that's just stuff that I consistently do, Suzanne. Like, I'm just talking about like, oh, this is something important that got done. But as far as making sure that the data is aggregated, it's uploaded, the campaigns are ready to go for the cold caller. I mean, yeah, I take care of all that stuff too. Those are just like, that's the weekly stuff that I do. Usually I went to South Padre Island this weekend too. So I guess that's something
Yeah.
I just got
I feel like
back.
that could easily be outsourced with much less worry, I feel. Yeah.
It has to be done in a very particular way, which was the point of getting the VA, but the VA just started and I'm training this one to do it the way that I want. It's not third party. I went out, interviewed them, hired the one that I felt like could do it the right way. And
Yeah.
I want them doing it correctly. So I'm letting her do one job at a time until she gets it done right. And then she can move on to the next job and handle this one, at the same time. I don't want to overwhelm her.
What's Gage doing this summer then? What's he focusing on?
A lot actually. I'm still working with my dad as like on the side, like just make some money, but mainly to learn more about this. This week I got a lead in College. Y'all know where that is, but still. I got a lead with this dude. He says he wants to sell the house, but he still has to get with all of his siblings and stuff like that and get them to all come to agreement and stuff like that. I called him yesterday. He says he's been working on it. He's been playing phone tag and whatnot. And so yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from him, and that's pretty much it so far. I did nothing this week.
I love it. Hello? Say the last part. I want what?
Oh, I said I went fishing with Gregg this weekend. That's it, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yesterday.
Did you catch anything?
Yeah,
Hey.
I got 3.
There you
I
go.
caught
How much
one.
did you catch, Greg?
One.
Picture or it didn't happen.
I sent y'all a picture of the fish I caught yesterday. He got one too, yeah. Let me see.
I'll show them the one of these.
Yeah, I cheated. Mine was from last year, but whatever.
Nah, dude. Fish is a fish. Yeah, they seen that one. What about yours, Gage?
But I
Well-
have to say, I like that, like between Keith going to North Carolina and then Mark, your everyday is already balanced, so you don't need to take any vacation. And plus you went to pool today. How many inches is that?
Enough?
I see things that resemble fish. And then Greg, you going on your trip, going to that island with your kids, I think is great. Fishing, great. I love it. It's summertime. I definitely think it's important for you guys to enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, it was a good time out there. If anybody ever goes to South Padre Island, don't get fucking ice cream. It's expensive. They think that shit's gold. But other than that, it was a great time. I was pretty irritated. with
It's
the
an
price.
actual island.
Yeah, it's an actual island.
Is that in that Gulf of America?
Yes, it's in the Gulf of America. I sent you a video of me driving across the bridge to get to it.
I remember you driving and singing. Yes, I saw.
Love to sing.
Okay. Good stuff. You actually have a decent voice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Celeste, can I ask you what, I don't know if you're okay to talk or you're able to talk. What did you end up accomplishing this week?
Accomplishing this week. Finally submitted an LOI to one of the assisted living facilities we're trying to acquire in Florida.
Mhm.
Working on another one with the team in Connecticut. We're able to find the broker and we're negotiating that. What else? So many things to do. What have I? Well, I found a few more lenders that are doing first lien HELOCs and SBA loans and USDA loans because I want to get more info on that. So I was able to accomplish those things. Was able to find a few lenders that are open to lending ground up assisted living facilities or fund a renovation to have an assisted living facility. So I think those are
How are you
accomplishments.
how are you finding your lenders?
Asking people around, asking everyone, posting everywhere, just putting it out there.
Keith, are you hearing this, Keith?
If you notice, I've been
Are
putting
you?
I've been putting out a lot of content, although those contents are transitional housing. But when they reach out to me, I tell them my what do you call that? My income producing right now is the transitional housing co-living, but I have assisted living as well, and so I opened that up, and they were like, "Oh, I know someone." Okay, oh, and yeah, that's basically how I find people. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm yelling at Keith because Keith needs some things, and then I'm like, well, honestly, I think the Women Network, we're better at talking about things and get, plugging in and getting communicating with people. But also like, so for me, I do have this group and I'm pretty transparent with my stuff. Putting things out on social media, like announcing things is also important. And then the last part is I've been going out to other people meetups, introducing myself, talking to people, branding myself in a certain way, Andover cash buyer, Korean girl, right? Like that's pretty much my brand right now that I'm putting out there. But yeah, so I think women do a much better job of talking about what we need. So I'm just yelling at Keith to do the same. Let me ask you this. What's the biggest thing in your business right now that's like, what's your biggest problem? If you had to pick one thing.
Are you asking me or Keith?
Yes.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
Biggest problem. It's really been a struggle to capital raise on my end because I always funded
Okay.
my things, and so that's a big hurdle for me, capital raising, and I need it now
The
since
process of capital raising or you actually doing it?
me actually doing it. I mean, people invest in us, but like in our own deals, like if I want to buy a property, and all that stuff. But with regards to this assisted living facilities and like if we buy it, obviously so we have different roles. So I'm on managing and operations, and obviously a closer, right? And then I have partners that are going to do capital raise because I know that's not my strength right now, but I'm learning from them. So that's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing that I'm not an expert on. So I want to learn more, but because I know I have to capital raise, I have to learn that. Yeah, that's a big hurdle for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
I would actually tell you to talk to Sean Sandville.
Oh,
So
Sean.
Sean
Okay.
Sandville tells me he's rolling in dough. That's what he tells me.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, I got money coming out the gills. This is what he tells me. And he said that he's successful in getting that because the pitch deck that he ends up sending his number one, his mom is like a designer. His family has just like wealthy friends that he grew up with. So a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people that he tells me about are like his mom's friend or his mom's this and blah 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 blah. But there's money. So number
Yeah.
one, he's networked with money. Two,
Mm-hmm.
he's vocal about what he's doing. And three, he puts together a pitch deck. And he says between all those three things, he has people coming to him for money to give him money all the time. And he doesn't have enough projects that he's doing because he's more of a wholesaler than he is a buyer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So Keith, between you and Celeste, I would have you touch base with him and ask him, like, if I'm raising money, this is what I'm doing. So another thing that I had mentioned on this call too is if you were to connect people that have money, you can take like a 1% fee or something like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you need money and he has access to it, I would touch base with him, maybe offer him a fee, a 1% fee for introducing you to whatever. But he seems to have a winning formula for getting private money all the time.
Yeah, I'm good at pitch decks and everything, but it's just really, I don't know what I'm lacking, really. I haven't spent a lot of time learning how to capital raise, so that's maybe one of the hurdles that I'm doing. And I talk to Sean almost every week, but we never
Yeah.
touch base on that because it's just like New England stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
other person I would tell you to talk to is Kevin Kozak.
I think I know Kevin Kosak. Not personally though, but
Yeah,
I
Kevin
know of
Kozak,
him.
he's one of the OGs. I call him the white whale wallet whisperer. This boy, within like a 10 seconds of meeting somebody, he has somebody like throwing him money. And I'm always like,
Mhm,
Kevin, how the fuck do you pull this off? But
mhm,
I think what you're talking about, like capital raising, learning how to do it, this boy, just the way that he speaks in numbers, like, like when you're having a conversation, you're like, oh, I would have said this, and then I would have said this. Whatever he's deciding to say and then says it, somehow has these people opening up their wallets to him left, right, and
mhm,
center all the
mhm.
time. And
Yeah.
this is old white man money. I'm talking about like bottomless pits money. I'm talking about what's his name? Scrooge McDuck money is a lot.
Mhm,
So I would tell you, Sean Sandville, he has access to a lot of private money. Touch base with him. And then if you have not met Kevin Kozak yet, meet Kevin Kozak. He's spectacular. He's like a child prodigy. Could probably already retire right now. He went off into doing all of this. He was licensed real estate agent in Connecticut, bought his first house hack back in 2021, made his girlfriend pay the mortgage on it because this is who he is. Now he's engaged to her 10 years later. And then he's a former Marine and he's like 0 years old. This is how young this kid is. But he and his Marine buddy went out to Ohio and started a wholesaling acquisitions company. So they were fixing and flipping after he did his first house hack duplex flip. He went out, started fixing and flipping, and then went into there's a mentorship called like Evan and Gabriel. Something, it's not that, but like Evan and John, Evan and Mark, something like this. And they
mhm.
do apartment acquisitions. And so now he got into that and he owns a shitload of stuff. And so his company is called Red Door Equities. I get their emails every so often, and their
Okay.
portfolio is kind of fucking massive.
Mhm,
I have his number. His number is in the directory because again, he's an OG person.
mhm.
But Kevin Kozak, wonderful. The
Okay, I think
white
I found
whale
him on
wallet
Facebook.
whisperer.
Okay,
Yeah. Send him a
perfect.
message. If you can't get him, message me and I'll put you in a group chat with him. But yeah, so
Yeah,
those are the money boys.
yeah,
Thank you.
He's a real nice guy. He'll talk with you. He's a real good guy.
Mhm.
Super sweet too. Like he's I don't even know. I don't know. He loves what he does. Um, yeah.
That was
He's a really good kid.
that was one of the two
It's good.
reasons I used to go to meetups, is because of you and because of him. That's because you
Mhm.
guys are
Yeah.
you're so easy to get along with. You know what I mean? Both of you do. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they're so helpful. That's how Kevin is too. Just
Mhm.
another Suzanne. He's a really good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Suzanne left a big dent when
Yeah.
when you left the
Yeah.
thing. We're like all over the place.
Listen,
And I
I
just
did, I
don't
did, I
I
didn't
wanna
even,
I wanna do the change that you did, like maybe bring back whatever you did there, but I guess it's not I don't wanna say it's not important enough, but I just don't have the time right now. I really do wanna be there and be present, but so many things going on. I don't have that
it
plan
was,
yet.
listen, you're a mom of four, you're excused. I was single, it was COVID. These people were really good to me. So for me, it was Clinton Reynolds, Celicia Lopes, and
Yeah.
Anthony McTizick, but they were wonderful to me. And
They're
so
all
it was a
gone
labor
too.
of love. No, 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 they're around. I still talk to them. But
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other
yeah,
thing
but they're
to
not
to
as
keep
active.
the, the other thing to keep in mind is like the way that I do something is not, that's my superpower, right? Like you will never be me. So you trying to copy me, don't even bother. You doing it the way that you want to do it, that's your superpower. So if you ever get to a point where you're like, why don't we have this? Or why don't we do this? Or I really want to have this. That's the time where you're like, oh shit, I'm the person that's got to drive that thing that I believe is valuable. But then if you're like, listen, I'm a mom of four and I don't got the time to do it, then that's another thing. If you can't follow through with it, don't do it, right? But again, that's
Yeah.
your superpower because there are other things that are happening in your life that are more valuable than you doing that. And so that's where you need to be. You need to be exactly doing exactly what you choose to do. That's exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, I can't really commit time right now because that's time is really valuable to me for right now because I have four preteens. And so they
Yeah.
have so many stuff going on and plus the stuff I'm doing. But yeah, I've talked to a lot of new sub two members and kind of like guided them through whatever it is that I know. But yeah, that's the extent of what I can do right now, time wise though. Because if
Yeah.
I can't commit a
I
hundred
would
percent, I won't.
I would tell you, don't even guide people because you are not paid. Listen, you're not paid to be paced. You're not a mentor. But what you are doing is you're in a leadership position, which is great because it gives you visibility. People will come to you. You need to tell people how to come to you. I'm interested in assisted living facilities. I'm interested in capital raising. And I will exchange, right? Like valuable information. I'll help you, but this is also what I need when you come to me. So you need
Mm-hmm.
to do probably a better job of training people how to approach you because
Yeah.
that position is not for you to pour from your cup exclusively. That position is gives you visibility to say, I do assisted living. If you need assisted living, you come to me for assisted living. And then together you help each other get value out of it.
Yeah,
You're
I've
not
I've
there to
I've learned
be
that.
mini pace.
Yeah, I've learned that now to value my time and make sure, people that I talk to bring value to me and I bring value to them. So, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Cool. All right, Keith, what are you hoping to accomplish this upcoming week?
Get the rest of my information into the bank so I can move the progress along a little bit about starting to build. Um, Set my office up. I built an office in one of my buildings for my bookkeeper
Mhm.
because I wasn't getting enough.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah, so I says, no, so I got that. That's ready to go. I'll have the young fella this weekend. We'll put the desk and whatever, computer and all that stuff in and whatnot this weekend. Just I gotta get that rehab started painted. You know what I mean? Finished. It still needs a little bit of mudding and stuff done, and that's two things you can't find. Is mudders and guys don't want to. It's hard to find somebody because some of it I couldn't find one, so I went and started doing stuff myself. And then trying to get other guys to go do, you know what I mean? It's just hard, just, and I don't have time to do
You
it
gotta,
right now.
you gotta open up your mouth, Keith. You gotta tell people what you need. So listen, I will give you Celso, and I'm gonna give you this other guy. He's on WhatsApp. I cannot for the life of me remember. It's like Rodolfo Fagio. I don't even know his name, but I will find him.
That's pretty good.
I swear to you, he'll probably come up and do your whole house for you. Painting is so easy. Mudding is so freaking easy. But you're not a young man. You need a young man to do that stuff. Okay. I have a goal for you. Listen, I love that you set up the office. I think that's great progress because the last time we talked, you had said that's a problem and there's a slightly easier fix to it that I can do. So I love that you made a decision, you're moving in a direction. I love that. I would encourage you, you need to talk to people about what you're doing. And so what you and I can work on is I want you to post about needing work over where you're at over in Maine, whether it's earthwork, painting, or whatever. So number one, I'll give you Celso and I'll give you my other guy. But I also want you to open up the dialogue channel and tell people in my group, I am doing this kind of work out here. I'm looking for these kind of people. I'm not finding people because people might be working here, but be related to somebody and blah, blah, blah. So I would love for you to just open your Gabber and talk to people about what you do. TTP, talk to people.
Yeah.
Keith Lyons.
No, I know.
What-
I've looked at three other houses. If I had enough guys, I could buy those three other houses and, I know.
I'm in between jobs. I might come to Maine to fuck shit up in Maine. I'm just saying. All right.
Yeah, we
Well,
gotta get you in Maine. We gotta get you up there.
I'm gonna have a Maine. What do you call that when you first go to a place? Maine christening with my pig roast on what's that address? I forget that address, but I know Westford. Is it Westford?
Westbrook Street.
Westbrook, like 135 West. I have it.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. But anyway, that'd be so funny. I would literally go out and I'd pay to put it on meetup.com. I would pay for sponsorship to put it on Eventbrite and just throw like, oh my God, can you imagine if I did Creative Elite 2 and just had it in his backyard? Never mind. I don't want to get kicked out by the police. That would be a waste of a party.
Well, no, but what you do is
I
the
think that might
store
make it.
next to his house has a nice big parking lot. You could rent that store for the day and set everything up in the parking lot right next to his house, girl. I'm serious.
This is a really bad thought. This is
a
a really bad thought that I'm having, but another thought that I'm having is because he's Muslim. I'm like, why don't I make all the guests wear a burqa? And therefore, when they do call the police don't know who to talk to because we're just like, no, we're part of his family. What are you talking about? We live here. Anyway, okay. All right. So Keith, you got your marching orders for this week. And if you can, I'll reach out to you about the meetup in Bangor. I will come to a meetup with you. Okay. You need to go to a meetup. You need to make local friends. And if it takes me coming up there to do it with you, I'm happy to do that. Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to get a hold of Grant and see
Mark.
if he wants to go.
Yeah, I love that. I haven't seen him in a minute. Tell him to wear his overalls.
Yeah.
He's already wearing his overalls.
Probably.
Mark, what are you hoping to get done this week?
I need to get my certificate of good standing so I can give the rest of the documents to the hard money lender for the deal in Maine. So we need to kind of secure funding. Yes, but like I ordered it and they were like, "Hey, it should like automatically pop up if you got it by email." I was like, "Great." I paid like the expedite fee and it didn't pop up. So like, if you have questions, call. And I called and I was like, "Hey, so what's up with this?" And like, "No, it's not immediate. We're behind. It might be like 7 days and we're closing in like 10 days." So I'm like, "Cool, let's make it less than 7 days."
Certificate of good standing is not electronic, at least in Massachusetts. They're going to mail it to an address. They're going to mail it to your parents' house if
They'll
that's
email
what you
it.
have.
They said that they could email and they asked for an email.
All right, because I just did it for my stuff, and I remember ordering. They call it COGS, but ordering one of those, it came in the mail. Like that's part of a certificate of good standing is they check, I guess, to make sure your taxes are good, and then they send it to the physical address that you have it located at. And they don't do anything beyond that. There's another document that you order that can be electronic, and I can't remember what that is, but I would say expect it by physical mail. That's how I got mine last time. And I paid like $50 expedited fee, $20 document fee for that.
Got it. Interesting. So I got to keep that in mind and do
Also,
that.
why is your TC not doing that for you?
What do you mean? Well, we weren't sure that we were gonna like have her continue with the deal, and like I don't know, I got it today and I just did it. Like, you know, I have things I need to do, I get them done. That's
I
just
know. That's also why you're paying people to get things done. Yeah. Anyway,
so that need to secure funding and get that all done. Like we have a CMA from the agent. They're kind of thinking like a listing of like 235 to 265 range based on the photos and some comps and stuff, and we have it at 160. So it should be like a good little hole for
beautiful.
yeah.
What
Uh,
happened to the pilot guy? That would be the perfect opportunity for pilot.
Yeah, he no longer he said it was more difficult to split the funds for the 1031 than he was thinking. So he doesn't want to do it. I think he's all just putting it rolling into whatever he feels comfortable with. But he says he's coming into like another 250 like in a couple months or whatever. So like he might be down for that. So I let him know about that guy that
Do
we met in
you
Boston for that thing
do you want to
potentially.
make him the offer anyway? Just make him just float the offer to him and just be like, listen, we're
Yeah,
looking
you're
for
right. I'll text him right
160,000.
now.
The
You're right.
return
You're
is
right.
15%. Let me know, because if whether or not he has money, somebody else has money, 160 is not that
We're
much.
getting like 9.5% though. And it's not even,
That's
I think it's,
beautiful.
yeah, it's it's really
But
not.
you got points.
So we have to put 25% down. That's what sucks.
Yeah,
But what was it? It's like 1.5 points. What is it? It's 12-month
fees.
term. It's 25% down. It's 1.5 points. And yeah.
I think honestly, I think that's banging. If you're 160 purchase price, you're only putting 40,000. That's nothing.
9.25% down. It's 44 and change. Like with everything that we need, it would probably be like 54. And then we're gonna split that and put it down, and then
Easy.
we'll clean it out. Like the property's already cleaned out. So it doesn't have
Yeah.
that many things, right? We got to do some landscaping. There might even be flooring there to finish off the room that needs it. And then like a little bit of paint would go. I think we might like sand and paint the front little porch area. Just try to like tidy it up to make it so it can be like potentially FHA, VA.
Right,
'Cause
right, right. Yeah.
that will go a long way. So we're thinking maybe 5-10 grand of like in some sweat equity to do it and to sell for. I'm thinking low end 235, high end 265. Anything over that to me is gravy. Um, so we gotta do that. Closing is on the 20th. Um, Boston land deal. Call the guy today. He might be a drug addict. But he was like, what's that show? The Wild Thornberries. You know the kid, the son, the crazy kid.
Yeah.
He like kind
Yeah.
of answered the phone and did that and was like, hello? And he was like, oh, what's up, bro? Yeah. And he like sounded like way out of it. I was like, hey, so my partner was just checking in. You said you were gonna mail the P&S. Should I expect that, or do you want to, pivot and do something different, or what's up? Because I was like, if that's on its way, then like I'm gonna get the team going. And he was like, yeah, man, I put it in the mail today. You should see it in a couple days. I don't necessarily believe him, but this is like the third time he's given me a verbal on this land deal. So
Hmm.
that would be great. I would like to get that in the mail and then I can start looking for buyers on that. That should be a good little, I don't know, 30, 50K spread maybe. And I might even be able to get
Beautiful.
somebody I might be able to get somebody to buy it as is, but like I do have like a 12-month permit contingency on there if I need to, but I'm going to push it as is first. Um, New Hampshire townhouse lady, she has ghosted me. I kind of went for no. I'm like, hey, if you're pivoting and going a different direction, totally get it. No hard feelings. Keep me posted if I can help, whatever. She's just gone dark. Like I talked to her originally and she was like, yeah, I'm waiting on the POA. And then like a week after, she was like, "Yeah, I have the POA. I just need to like get it notarized." And then like it's now 2 or 3 weeks after, and she's like, "I'm waiting on the POA." I was like, "Yeah, I thought you already waited on that and got it." So got to do that.
Why don't you tell her? So I think I told you that POA, to get a POA notarized, you can do it at your local bank.
She
Sometimes they
knows
do it for
that.
free at,
Yeah, she's just not. She doesn't want to fuck with me right now. That's where it's at. She'll be back. So yeah. So she knows that. She's a smart cookie. She knows stuff. Marlboro townhouse listing we have scheduled for clean out on I think next Monday, the 16th, if that's the 16th.
Mhm.
So that'll be done on then, and so that means I should probably schedule the cleaner for like the 17th, and then hopefully we can get it listed the 23rd, and it should be live, and that will be good. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much. Oh, Swansea deal purchase and sale agreement was executed this morning. Deposit
Yeah.
was sent out this afternoon, so that's good. We're rushing to try to pull title, and hopefully we can close by the 20th. So I'll have 2 closings on the 20th potentially. And that'll be a good little one. That's like, I don't know, 18 or something like that. And
17.5.
17.5, 18,750.
I don't remember. I just remember arguing about it. All right. Beautiful. You sound like you're cooking. Life
Slowly
is
but
groovy for
surely.
you.
Yeah, it's going.
Mhm. Is
18.
there any one big problem that you're trying to solve this week? Or like, what's your biggest pain point? What's your biggest problem?
I don't know if I have one. It depends on how hard I want to go on stuff. Like again,
Yeah.
we've talked about this. Like I could be a lot busier. Do I necessarily want to be? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't like burnout. I think if I could just like go slow and maintain my stuff and like hit my goal this year or even greater than that, I think like I'm cool with that. And then I'll like double down next year potentially. You've been saying stuff about the broker thing and like I've started to look into it a little bit. I need to do more research about that. My whole worry about that is like then I gotta be responsible for more stuff. I'm not really good at being responsible for like paperworky type stuff that just like hangs over my head, and I feel like that's all a brokerage is. Um, I gotta have compliance. Like I barely know what I'm doing. How like so it's like
You're very much a goody two shoe, and I know because I've tried to push you in certain directions, but you're very much a goody two shoe when it comes to like all things realtor. At the end of the day, if you were just to have your own, I think it'd be great for you to have your own brokerage and just to be a broker. I don't know. I don't know what comes next, but I would encourage you to go down that path because I think so Jason Goldfarb is the reason why I thought of it. Because he's juggling like all these different deals. The people that you want coming to you, I know you have the wholesale group that you run, but wholesale to me is like the wild, wild west of like fucking gamut, run the gamut. And you just seem a little bit more neat and tidy about what you do, prim and proper. You want to do it in your little cookie cutter box way. And I just think kind
I
of
do
like
that with
having a whole
wholesale
bunch
too
of
though.
investor friendly agents. What?
I do that with wholesale too, though. Like at the end of the day, if I like promise something to somebody and even like I want to do it, I want to perform on it. If we're going about it a particular way, wholesaling eventually is like you're going to need to be licensed to do it and you need to do it above board. And I want like a seller to look back when it's like, dude, he presented me with listing at 300 and I signed with him at 200. How can I be to blame, right? I want there to be like without a shadow of a doubt that I did the right thing because at the end of the day, that's how I go to sleep at night. I don't want to feel like I'm taking advantage of people and I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to tell them how it is and we'll operate. Whatever they decide is what they decide. And if we do that, cool. But like that's
And
where I'm going to
and I
operate.
get that. And I get that, but I think in the wholesaling world, anything goes and you're not going to meet a lot of people that share the same thing with you versus a lot of agents are a little bit brainwashed into like following what the broker says and what NAR says. And I just think it's more synergy there for you. Like there's less you going against the grain and trying to fight them. I just think there's more collaboration in the same direction. I'm watching Jason Goldfarb do it and I like it. Like
Yeah, but
he has a
he's
meetup, he has
been
his brokerage, he has his agents
he's been in
feeding
real
him
estate for
deals,
like
he
30
gets deals
years.
directly and he gives it to his agents. What?
he's been in real estate for like 30 years, right? So like you build up a following after that long, right? So and I get that. I like it. I like the idea of it. But also like I think wholesaling does need some order and some ethics and some people with good heads on their shoulders because like otherwise it's kind of trash, you know? So like if I can help be part of that, I would like to be. And like if there are bad actors and like I don't need to associate with them and I can boot them from my life. And I'm okay with that. You know, and I
You
especially
give
think
me
the newer
broker
people.
vibes.
Yeah, but also like I don't know, I'm a little loose around the edges about some stuff, you know.
I don't, I think once you get in, you're like, oh my God, these are my people. That's just what I think you'd do.
No, I hate
I think
agents.
you'd have a lot of fun.
I hate agents to be honest with you. Like a lot of them piss me off. I'm like a perfect hybrid. I am. That's where I exist. But those are my goals for the week. Yeah, and it's been going well. Like, so yeah, sphere of like influence leads and stuff. Like this lead with Janine, it was her lead and all that stuff, and we're gonna partner on it, and that's great. And I didn't have to generate it. I went up a couple phone calls and text and got it done. This kid, Dustin, has been generating leads. He brought me a really, really good lead down the Cape. Every motivation known to man. It's funny that you mentioned like amputees or whatever. Like he had one of his legs amputated. He's in a wheelchair. Like, all the motivation in the book potentially. I still think he's ultimately going to be a stickler on price and not go for it, which is funny.
Hmm.
But that's just how it goes. So he's got me a handful of leads. This kid Joseph in my group. He ran an open house this weekend. Some guy came up. He's like, "Yeah, our family's trying to sell. We want to do it as is. We want to do it quick." So like, I just signed like a JV agreement with him on that, even though we're not even really in contact with him. But it's good. I'm getting leads. It's what I have put in place for my little group with 50 members is happening, and it's good. Yeah.
Good. I like
Yes.
it. I know you two have not had some, I think this is one of your better weeks, period. Just a lot is moving and grooving. And not to be a Debbie Downer, but I would tell you figure out what you're doing that got you here and maybe track it against your annual goal. I hear you say that like you're like, oh, if I don't make it this year, I'll just do it next year, but you're counting on the fact that next year you're going to be able to operate like you are today. All I'm saying is maybe write down the things that are working for you. Celebrate the fact that you're having a great week. Not every week is a good week. So if you can know the metrics that got you here and then be able to like pull on those levers when you're not having a great week, then it'll put you in a good position overall.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I've been pretty consistent about the way that I work and the amount that I work like before this year.
So then maybe change your what do you call those things? What do you call those things? The measuring
KPIs.
things?
KPIs.
Yeah.
But then
Maybe change your
but then that
KPIs.
equals me working more, right? And I could do that. I could do it. So whatever. Like we'll figure it out.
No. I'm saying change your KPIs because one of the measurements that I heard was you said you were going to make 150 calls and you're like, I only made 50 or something like that. And maybe those KPIs are not a good way to measure what you're doing now. So if you have a certain, if
Yeah.
what you have now is good and balanced, then maybe whatever got you here, use those as your new KPIs. So that
Yeah.
as
So
long as you're hitting those, you'll be having weeks like this to come.
and I have that in my back pocket, right? Because at the end of the day, I started this being like I have no money, I need to cold call, right? Then I closed those 3 deals, and now I have some money, and I've been throwing it at PPL. So now I don't need to cold call as much. So between PPL and between people bringing me leads and stuff, like I'm only looking for 12 leads a month in order to hit my goal. Like I mean, 12, no, that's a lie. 12 leads a week, sorry, in order to hit my goal.
Mhm.
And now I'm getting some from PPL, I'm getting some from other people and whatever. Yeah. So like I'm definitely not pushing it as hard as I could. I'm not saying that like, hey, I'm not going to hit my goal this year because I'm being lazy, but I am working at it the amount that I want to work at it, and I still think that I can hit my goal. And by the end of this year, I'll have plenty of money to double down and hire cold callers and do all the things, right? I don't need to build this like to 100 today or tomorrow. I don't need to be because then it's more to manage and all that
Mm.
stuff, and I'm not the best at that. So I don't know. We'll see, and that might and my mindset on that might change. But I'm getting good
I
at
like I like
bats.
that you're having I like that you're having a good week. At the end of the day, whatever it is that you want to do, as long as you're doing that, then you'll be happy. And I think that's the goal, right? As long as you're happy, you're getting the things that you want, the world is working in your favor because you're also putting in the work, then there's nothing to change. Don't make
Yeah.
don't make a happy kid happier. Let him be happy.
Yeah. So yeah, so long as I can go fishing and dirt biking and camping and crush some deals, like I'm happy. I'm good.
Cool. Greg, what are you trying to accomplish this week? What are some big fish? What are some big catfish that you're frying?
I got another lead on the table that I'm trying to get under contract right now, so hopefully we can get that one, we can get some ink on the contract there. As far as the back end, like the operator things go in the company, for my KPIs, I want to increase the amount of prospects input from the the county clerk's website. So I think the lady's inputting around she's putting in around 20, I think, on average per day, and this for 8 hours worth of work. I'd like to see that increase to 32 at least. So if she can increase the amount by 12, I'd be pretty satisfied with the amount that I'm paying her. However, it's only, I think, like her third week of work, so she's done 2 complete weeks so far. This will be the 3rd week, so I need to do some side by side with her, some training, and also I'm studying for a test. Hopefully I pass it. It's going to be in about 2 weeks, so that's going to eat up some of my time, and keep helping my little brother get a deal. I want to try to help him within the next 30 days get something under contract, but he just has to have the amount of data to call through, and I don't know if I need to just pull him a list because he has a truck, but he doesn't have a driver's license yet. So he can't really go drive for dollars, which, in my opinion, that's the best way to find a deal, the quickest way. Now, if you're trying to scale, that's not very good as far as scalability goes, unless you got a couple drivers and you got that worked out the proper way. But for me, this week, figure out something consistent with him, try to get my my data virtual assistant, get her to go a little bit faster, and then study for this test. And what is this weekend? It's Father's Day weekend. Spend time with my kids on Sunday. That's about it.
Love it. Love it, love it. One idea that I'm having is with your VA, I wonder, instead of paying for hourly rate, what if you were just to pay her for results? And you say like her hourly is she's $3.50 an hour for 8 hours a day?
She is $32 $32 a day right now, so $4 an hour.
So if she's $32 a day and you want 32 leads, why don't you just pay her $1 per lead and don't give a flying F how many hours she works? Pay her for results.
It's kind of like post nut clarity. It's the fucking deal's already fucking it's fucking done already. So it's like hard to go back and renegotiate. It's just like Lane, where he's like, oh, this is a lot of work. I want more money. Except I'm the person fucking doing it now. So can I have the conversation? Yes. Would it be fair to her? No. And if it's not fair to her, I don't want her to just leave and have to train someone else.
That understood. So what I would probably do is just, so you can pay her to train. That's kind of what you're doing, is you're paying her to train and learn on the job. And then at another point in time, you can tell her, listen, if you want to, I'll pay you $1 per lead that you bring me. Let it be that. Let's run it and let's see. You did this week, so if I paid you hourly, it's going to look like this. If I did it this week, then I could pay you like this. So if there's an opportunity for you to get more, whatever, as long as you're getting what, 4, is it 4? I don't want to math right now, but how 4, as long as it takes, yeah, as long as you're getting 1 lead every 15 minutes, if you do it faster than that, then you'll make more money this way. So again, right now, just maybe stress to her that you are paying her to learn on the job. And at a later date, you can maybe sweeten the offer by paying her for her results. Maybe just set it up as that, okay?
Yeah, that is a
Post
good
nut clarity.
That's a good way to that's a good way to set it up. So I'll definitely have that conversation with her. I'll probably have it with her on Monday. I'll let her do one more week of training and see if she needs help with anything. But she seems smart as a whip. She's getting it, so not really that bad
Yeah,
of a deal.
that's great.
Anything
Then
else?
she could stand to make.
Go ahead, start.
She could stand to make more money. She could stand to make more money if you do it that way, if she's smart as a whip. So just line it up that way.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I
Okay,
hired her, I laced her up too. I told her, you know, hey, I ain't afraid to break bread. You know, if we get a deal off of you know, the stuff that you're pulling, I don't mind, you know, giving you a little bonus here and there. It's hard to give them too big of a bonus though, because you know, a little bit of money is a lot of money over there. So if you give them a big one, they're gonna start getting sick and all kinds of bullshit, so they can go fuck their money off. So it feels greedy, you know, but it's like, and I would like to pay them more, but it's like I notice whenever I do that, it kind of bites you in the ass. So it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But
Don't
yeah,
hate the player, hate the game.
yeah, say that again.
Keith, if you didn't know, Greg used to own a VA company called like Hourglass VAs, I think. So
Mhm.
when it comes to like working with VAs, hiring them, training them, he's very good at what he does. I think at one point he was hiring Egyptians for like $3 an hour with like no accent.
Yeah, I had Egyptians, and then for data, I always used Nigerians because they were like 50 cents an hour, and they didn't have to talk to nobody. So it was good. You could charge, you know, you could charge $6 an hour and still be competitive on price, and then still make a lofty little spread there. It was just so much fucking managing. I'm not a people person. I think I've already had this spiel on here. It's not for me.
Ooh, I have a quick interjection, so Suzanne can remind me. That reminds me of Yen. I was talking with Yen last night and she's like really worried about her accent and she's like making the calls and all that stuff and I get it. What if she should do texting. She's really good via text.
Great,
Like she should blast
great.
texting campaigns. I don't have any experience with any sort of like texting software, but it might be able to be something that I could like add to it and just have her work like all day, you know?
There's a guy from he's from Africa. His name is Bamat. He's from I can't remember exactly where he's from. It's somewhere. It used to be a French colony, right? He speaks French. He got a thick accent. He does just fine. There's another guy. He's a French guy. He's in the War Room with me, Willing and Relentless. Tyler Austin, the
Mhm.
REI Sip shit.
Mm.
French guy, thick accent. He got the biggest deal that I ever seen. He made 1.2 million on a deal. And there's also Sabina. I forgot where she's from. There's Alex Shestopolov. He's from Russia. I mean, they all got thick accents and they do just fine. So I don't necessarily think an accent's a terrible thing. I think if they're confident and they know what they're talking about and they can get the seller confident with them, you know, I think
She's missing confidence big time.
Yeah.
She's brand new, and so that's why the accent plus her lack of confidence makes her come across as super scammy. And so that's stuff that she needs to work through as well. She needs to, like, number one, if her accent bothers her, we'll do something about it, right? Or switch to another medium, which is like texting and email. But she needs to find her way. It's all part of it. Like there, so I think about like the butterfly moment when people run into hard situations. I very much want to save them and make their life easier, but I'm doing you a disservice. You have to feel shitty feelings. You have to feel certain things that you're like, I never want to do this again. I don't like it, or I like it and I want to do this more. It's part of their process. So there's a thing that we talk about, Greg and I, that's called savor the pain. But when somebody is having a hard time, you kind of be like, yeah, that sounds terrible. That sounds awful. You're not there to solve it for them. You're there to kind of almost press on the bruise and help them fully express whatever feeling that they're having. And once they can work through that feeling, then they can make a choice about how they want to move forward. It's not your job to solve and move their car. They need to drive, but you're there to be their sounding board, their mirror for them.
Yeah. That's helpful. I don't know. Something I thought about. Anyways,
Yeah, that's a good idea though. Honestly, I don't know. I don't want her thinking just because she has an accent she can't do it. I think texting is a good avenue to segue into that conversation, but she's still gonna have to end up talking to somebody, you know. So she
but
should.
yeah, so the texting can give her a little bit of proof of concept where she's actually generating some decent leads that's getting down the pipeline. Then all of a sudden she builds confidence, right? Like,
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a good. I mean, is she Indian?
No, she's
Chinese,
Chinese.
Chinese.
Yeah, having an accent actually helped me a little bit when I was cold calling because I have an excuse. It was like, I'm sorry, it's my second language. And, I was like, can you explain that to me more?
yeah.
So, kind of like make it an excuse or like a joke at the same time. Even if up until now, I've been here forever, but I still have the accent. And I was like, yeah, deal with it, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I
I
don't think it's a
I
bad
don't
thing.
hear too much of an accent.
I do still have like, yeah, I do have an accent. I speak a little slower than most people because I have to think about it and translate it in my head and then I speak. It's kind of hard. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about that accent at all.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Celeste, what are you trying to accomplish this week?
Oh, what am I not trying to accomplish? I'm not trying to. I so what I don't want to do this week is be lazy waking up in the morning. So in the morning, I try to exercise to accomplish that. Is a huge thing for me. Because if I do that, I know I can accomplish all the other harder stuff. Because waking up in the morning is super hard for me. I hate waking up really early in the morning. So that's something that I have to do. My husband's helping me with that, trying to push me, and procrastinate. So if things get a little harder for me, if I can't reach to the right person, I'm kind of like, oh my God, fuck this. I'm gonna call you later. But I just have to push forward and just keep on trying. So those kind of stuff. I'm pretty focused on what I need to do. It's just when I don't, you get irritated when something you plan on doing is not happening. So that's me. So my goal is to not get irritated when things don't go my way. Because I know I'm
I don't know that that's a good goal to have because I have road rage, and if I was to tell myself I want to be a non-road rage person, it's just not going to happen. Like people, things are naturally inherently annoying and irritating and bothersome and stupid. But what I would tell you is maybe focus on your resiliency. So how quickly you can get out of that feeling, that stinky mood of something didn't go your way. Right?
oh
So
yeah.
if you try to make a call and you can't make a call for whatever reason, and then you get in a stinky mood and then you don't want to do anything, you are taking time away from productivity overall because you ran into one wall and you think it's linear. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would tell you if you had a way of like switching tracks for a little bit and maybe doing something else that can keep you productive and kind of get you back to an emotional neutral state so that you don't feel depressed or down or low or un un what is the word I'm thinking of?
Well, that's what
Unmotivated
that's
to
what I
continue
do. I
forward
I
because
try
you had
to
a walk.
stop that and do something else, but that was like
Mm.
first in line, and so I started doing another thing that was next on my schedule, and I'm being productive in that. But then that's really, it's not like a priority, but it's giving me more. So in a way, I get irritated, but I bounce back out of it like pretty quickly. But yeah, I just get
Mhm.
irritated pretty quickly. I get mad quick, but I get okay quick too. So it's just on my,
Same.
yeah. I was like, yeah. So even if that person like hurts me or whatever, I get super mad, but then I forget about them because it's just energy wasted if I get mad or something. So yeah, I just let
No,
go.
I hold on. I
You
hold
hold
on
on.
and I let it fester, and then I fantasize about having a pig roast on their front lawn wearing
Oh
a
my,
burqa.
yeah, we're different in that way. I was like, yeah, you're not worth my energy. So I was like, yeah, forget
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah.
So this week you're getting up early. Philip's going to help you do that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that being irritated or annoyed is a natural human feeling that you can feel.
Yes.
So your
Mm-hmm.
goal overall is to do what? It's not to be not irritated.
Oh,
That would be like,
it's
I don't want to feel anything. So what's your
yeah.
goal this week?
My goal
Get up
this week,
early and
yeah, get up early, finish whatever is in my schedule because I have a lot in there. Um, Try to really go by the schedule because I have schedule every hour or every 2 hours, and obviously some stuff takes longer than the other, and sometimes I eat up the time that I've allotted to something else. And at the end of the day, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't spend much time on this one, and I don't have time now, and so then I do that the next day, and so I get behind sometimes. So I want to stick to if I say I'm going to spend an hour, I gotta have to spend an hour on it. If I said 2 hours, then 2 hours, because otherwise, once the kids come home and they go to me, obviously they're my non-negotiables, and so when they come to me, I have to pay attention to them. So those are the things. If I say an hour, I finish an hour. If I said 2 hours, 2 hours when the kids are here, my non-negotiables, and then I'm there for them. So yeah.
I would challenge you, maybe take a page out of, so all these guys are celebrating for the most part Father's Day, and they're on vacation-ish,
Yeah.
and they got summertime cooking, right? And they're celebrating things. I would encourage you maybe a little bit more self-care, work-life balance, self-care. I would almost challenge you and tell you that maybe you're doing too much, because I feel like you're doing things out of guilt and not because they're actually like high impact things for you. So I would almost tell you to ruthlessly challenge your schedule, because if you're not attacking things, so number one, I hear discipline, but I also think it should be, discipline needs to be balanced with things that are actually valuable. You might just be doing things because you think you should be or whatever, but I think at the end of the day, like however you are investing your time, there should be a return for you. And if the return is not meeting a certain threshold, I'm going to tell you, you need to get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into a routine now. That's why I'm trying to stick to my schedule. If I change it now, it's
Okay.
gonna mess up my whole thing. So routine for me is very big because I'm not a routine girl. When I want to do something, I finish it and move forward. I really don't have like a routine. So now I have to
Mhm.
follow the routine that I said myself I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
sticking to that and making sure that I follow it. And I'm giving it like a month or whatever, because they said if you do so I've been doing it how long? Almost gonna be a month now. And so I'm just trying to do this couple of months, and I know it's gonna get easier as the days go by, and it'll be more manageable for me. Yeah, but just sticking to a routine, because I hate routines, and that's how serial killer knows how to kill you, because you have routines. But yeah, it helps in business.
Always
So
keep him wondering what your next move is or
Yeah.
whatever.
exactly. That's why. So
Uh,
I was like, yeah, but
Do we still have the New England killer on the loose?
we
oh,
have a
Yeah.
Springfield killer right in my neck of the woods.
Okay.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
no offense to Springfield, but I think Springfield has a killer year round and multiple ones. Like,
They get away with it because we
uh,
only have one on the list right now. So
Yeah.
oh
yeah,
boy.
yeah, yeah.
Celeste, real quick, for your co-living, and we can catch on this at a different time or whatever, but any interest in like Revere?
Yes.
Okay.
So
How do you price that stuff? Is it like, can you pay like market-ish value? You could put 1 billion beds in this thing.
yeah, so what we do is we underwrite it. So give me the address, we're gonna underwrite it. It has to be at least close to public transportation, because we put transitional housing in there. So we have a program for the nonprofit, and what I do is I look for grants that would fund that house. Let's say I'm actually concentrating on age out foster youth right now, because I think there's a real need there. But yeah, so tell me what you want for the property, and I'll work my butt off to give you that amount, and we take care of utilities, maintenance. You will not do any type of tenant screening or anything, because they're
Okay.
already vetted for.
I already lied. It's Saugus, not Revere.
Yeah, that's fine too. Because
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Huh?
look for grants. The only reason we're not going out there is
America.
because there's not that many properties that are willing to rent. So just I wanted to be transparent with you.
I thought your mom.
Is bus
Uh,
stop good enough?
which one?
Is a bus stop good enough?
Yeah, bus stop is good. So it
1
depends
million?
what type of grants we find. It could be for like domestic violence, or seniors, or veterans, or age out foster youth. But
Actually, this lady had like one elderly person type situation, co-living kind of situation living there that she was taking care of, and they just
Mhm.
passed away. But there's a
Okay.
bus stop quarter-mile away.
Okay.
2 bus stops quarter-mile away in either direction.
Yeah, Revere is pretty close. So yeah, oh no, Saugus you said, right? Or Revere?
Saugus, yeah.
Saugus, yeah, yeah. I used to live in Malden, so I'm familiar with the area. But yeah, if you want to let me know how much you want to rent it for. And yeah. So typical contract.
Oh.
Oh, you want me to buy it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's clarification. I just have sellers that I'm talking to trying to put deals together. So that's
Oh,
so if
okay.
you have an investor that wants to buy it and you don't want to buy it and you can rent it, that's all on you guys. I'm just trying to see if I can put a price in front of her that makes sense and could be a deal for you guys.
Oh, okay. I can buy it too. Yeah. Let me know. What you have. Yeah, perfect. I thought you just you're holding it and you want
No,
like,
no, no,
yeah.
no.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah,
I guess I'm
definitely.
figuring to do, I have a task on it to do something on this tomorrow. So
Okay. So yeah, that's part of my buy box. Anywhere in the metro area, anywhere that's populated in Massachusetts, because I'm pretty sure we can find grants in there. So yeah, we either wanna rent it or buy it. The
perfect.
more rooms, the better. Yes. Thank
Her
you.
buy box is actually on her social media. She posted, it was like 2 or 3 slides. And it's pretty detailed, so I would have you check that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Mm-hmm.
Good
And then
point. I'll
you
look at
two
it.
get together and
This thing
you two
has to
get
work.
together and figure it out because he's great. He goes through again 12 leads a week is what his goal is, and then he's all in Eastern Massachusetts, and so he's definitely very good at what he does and has a lot of leads. So if
Okay,
he knows and
that's
can
perfect.
understand what you guys pay for that kind of stuff, then maybe there are more options for deals that he can send
Yeah.
your way.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you.
And this is like 6 beds per
Mhm.
public record for Bath, but you could put a billion beds in this thing. There's probably like you could probably be like eight bedrooms or more potentially.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Is it a huge reno or it's pretty much move in?
You could move it in.
Okay.
There's a little bit of buttoning up. It's not a trash house, but like it's
Uh-huh.
it's a little rough around the edges. There was like an existing single family house and they did like an addition on. So like the addition is much newer, but like the single family house a little rough around the edges, but you could slam people in there
Okay.
as is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome and thank you.
All right. My goal for this week is I think I'm going to submit 3 offers because my sugar mobile is up and I need to go back to the real estate ATM. So I need to get off my couch and go work. So I'm gonna try to put in 3 offers this week. And that's my
Nice.
goal. I need to be a little bit more aggressive about buying something because
Mhm.
mama needs to go back to work.
I know.
Too much vacation time.
Oh, I do have
All
a
right.
question for you,
Um,
Suzanne. Just one quick
Go
one.
ahead.
You have a GC
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you recommend that works?
No,
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 you don't. You just use
no.
Santi.
But I have a I'll just say it right now. He didn't come back to close his permits. He gave me a lot of lip for it, so I just let him go and we're taking a break. I have another GC that I have lined up that I'm excited to work with, but I've never worked with him before. I've given him a couple of jobs and he was wonderful. I would tell you, depending upon where you are, you can ask me for who I currently use, and then just post in that contractor group that I have and see who talks to you. Um,
Yeah, because I have like my guy here, but he's not a GC. Because I'm not confident in vetting them. So I wanted like referral, and obviously I'm gonna vet them afterwards. But
Oh, trust me, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out because it's the person who communicates well. It's the person who is licensed and insured. It's the person who will submit pictures of what they did. Like trust me, you'll be able to tell. I mean, I've submitted so many jobs and I've been through so many, and I do call it kissing frogs, but kissing frogs is because I make a good choice and maybe they disappoint me at the end, but for the most part, you can kind of tell who's a good egg and who's not. So I would tell
Okay.
you still run it, still run the play because you got to kiss your own frogs. Where is this?
A few, so Metro West and obviously Western Mass. So
So
Worcester.
Western Mass is a whole nother thing. Metro
Yeah.
West is where exactly? Worcester?
Yeah, in the Framingham, Marlboro, Worcester area.
Framingham, I got you. Marlboro, I have no idea where that is. Worcester, no, I don't.
Okay. Because
But
I have
Framingham,
Tony for that,
I got
so
you.
yeah, but I know Tony's busy. That's why. Okay. Thank
I
you.
got you.
Mhm.
Anyway, Everyone, thank you for joining. I have a social calendar, so if you have any events that you're going to this week or upcoming events that you're looking forward to, please let me know. I will add them to the calendar, and then I hope to see you in real life out there in the wild.
Yeah.
Yes? Keith Lyons, I'm coming for you.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Bangor,
Have a good week.
2025.
Have a good night, guys.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.